You know what's about to happen. I hear Neil saying, I don't know why you're wrapping up, but the wrap-up sometimes can take 2 minutes.
It can take 2 minutes.
The wrap-up can take 2 minutes.
You want to leave in fashion.
Yeah,
right?
so sometimes, you know, you got to talk slow, you got to speak to the people. What am I doing this weekend? I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm doing this weekend.
Playing it by ear?
Playing by ear,
All right.
you know. Let's see, whatever could happen.
Can happen.
Can happen.
And will happen.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, all right.
Last quarter on top of 286s. No idea whether or not that's going to crack. Here we go. Oh, you guys can't see the tape there. Oh boy, let me pull up the tape for you guys right there. UNH trades on the nicey. All right, cool, nice. There it is, trading below 286s now. By the time I pulled up the tape, we're already trading at 285s. Do I really need to be watching the tape? I don't know, but the chart is speaking volumes. So let's see if we can get down to VWAP. VWAP right here on both charts I have sitting at 280. Let's see if we can drop down another 4 points there on UNH. We consolidated for quite a long while. If you measure the distance between the consolidation low and the breakdown, we consolidated for 45 minutes. So anyone and everyone who was a buyer for 45 minutes might be underwater. So keeping that in mind.
I don't know if I can display this. I'm in short here now anyways. What is this guy up to here now, man?
Ooh.
Milo, I see. Look at
that.
Yeah, I'll show it to you there, Obi. My guy is on the
Go back,
coffee table.
pull it back.
What are you doing, brother? You're not allowed up there.
You're too close. You're too close.
Man.
Yeah, you got to pull it back a
Pull
little
it up
bit.
here. You know, look at my guy. What is he doing?
Put it by your face. Put it by your, there you go. There you go. Right there.
Like brother.
Where's he at? I don't. That's him on the table.
That's him on the table.
Oh,
like brother,
boy.
get off the table. He's lucky I'm not home because he'd be off that table really quick.
He's still learning. He's still learning.
Yeah, well, he'd be learning even faster.
He's like chewing on something.
No, he's not chewing on anything.
Oh boy.
But yeah, there we go. We got that picture there from my guy up there. Oh, and there's my barbecue. Zoom in there one more time there for me.
Barbecue? Oh yeah, we got to see the barbecue. We got to see the barbecue.
Yeah, all right. No more camera clips. All right, but yeah, now they owe us. I remember now that Neil has recalled us him owing 3 minutes.
Oh boy.
He owes us now approximately another 30 seconds before we send it off to the big boys.
Yes, sir.
Katina Man's shaking his head. Best believe on Monday we're going to be collecting those debts, guys. Have a solid weekend.
See you guys.
You enjoyed the show.
Yeah, appreciate it. But there's a clock at the bottom, and it still has a 3 on it. So that means you don't.
We went over like almost close to 4 minutes.
Yeah, let's not get this
I'm just
twisted for a second.
trying to.
No, you're not.
I'm trying to live.
You just gotta look. We gotta be consistent, right? Like everything's about consistency. What did Obi say his mantra was? Consistency.
That was the 3 pillars.
Oh, the 3 pillars.
Yeah, it's 1 pillar, but it's times 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But either way, it was consistency. So you ain't getting no extra time out of us. The only extra time
He was consistently trading UNH.
Yes, UNH. Oh, that was a good buy, apparently.
Apparently from Brankles.
Well, I pointed back as if the guy's still on the bridge. No, because they're in the back office now. So, yeah, floor manager who has now moved to the back office.
Keep it down over there.
All about the UNH life, where a lot of people bought that dip and are absolutely laughing, including insiders, everybody. There's nothing quite like an insider buy. Who cares if insiders sell? That's how they make money every now and then. It's just normal. But when insiders decide they want to buy, sometimes the stock will fly. So go UNH, although it looks like it is breaking down now. So Jenks, it just broke 286, and maybe we're heading back into the volume weighted average price, which also Nvidia is. Oh, it's about to lose it. I'm in Nvidia and I'm in HIMS. I don't know if the mid guys.
Nvidia is back.
I don't know if the mid guys, if the midday boys said this, but remember, at the end of the day today, Coinbase in, Shopify in, MongoDB out of the Nasdaq.
MongoDB, yeah, space, man. We had space on our mind. First of all, we'll talk about all the positions we're in a minute, but we reversed that Nvidia trade. That was a great reversal there. Yeah, Darren and I had this on the after show yesterday, and it kind of came out of nowhere. We weren't really expecting it. It's such a low market cap name. And we noticed a 30% plus short float on that, and there's the break, and there's the take, and it just kept on going upside. So space right there, Virgin Galactic, a nice move higher. So yeah, man, there's a bunch of stuff going on today. I mean, including I'm still in that Tesla. It's the same trade from here. We've gotten some out here during lunchtime in and around 348s. Then we take a 347 when I thought it was breaking lower. And then I was waiting at this high of 349, like 30s. That didn't come into play, so that was a missed opportunity. We only have a little bit left of this trade, so probably break it all down if it breaks through 346. But other than that, let's just wait to see if Tesla wants one more run at 350 today. We should get out. I'm just going to still leave it here, 349.20s. So if that comes into play, then we'll take that out right there. Yeah, a little Tank City action right now. Going meme crazy the other way is Nvidia. So I'm going to keep our ears to the ground. I know you just got out of it. I'm buying it ahead of that 135. It's been working, but may not work now, as here goes 135 right back in again. So we're going to stop out on just a little lower of a break there through 135. So try not to give too much of this trade back, but yeah, we will be giving some back if it does break back through. So yeah, held it all the way back in. Let's see what winds up happening. We're long right now at 17s. So pretty much worth it, right? If we're going to get out on a 135 break, that's a 20-cent hit plus give or take a little bit of tax on there. So we'll wait for that. And we needed to get back up into the 30s or 40s here. So let's see what happens with Nvidia right now. But yeah, nice move higher right there. What's up to Jam Low C right on there, right here on the chat saying he bought, did he say, let me just read this.
289?
Yeah, he bought some space last week, 289. Traded well today. Good day, man.
Okay.
Good, best day ever.
You got to see the weekly chart on that thing. Oh, no, it was
a monthly.
No, it was a monthly.
And that's what caught me by surprise last night, because I was like,
it's a monthly.
this stock still even exists? Like, I didn't even realize it still existed.
Jam.
But yeah, it was a $2,100 name or something. $1,200 name.
Well, obviously adjusting
split
for
adjusted.
splits. But Virgin Galactic, hey, how come that's interesting. Usually this does this automatically, where when I put this chart to space, I thought I had these linked. I would swear.
Maybe they're having a problem with this regional. I was just wondering if there's something to do with that.
Now it's not coming up. Oh no, I probably have to restart my e-signal. It doesn't matter. The monthly
Space has
chart
screwed it up.
is insane because it broke it when I pulled up Space. They're like, what the heck is that? What in the hell is even that? That's what the guy says, right?
What you do? We have this do something.
Yeah, the Chill Daddy. Isn't that the thing? You guys know what I'm talking about.
I don't know anything.
I'm into HIMS because HIMS is breaking out above 62 and no other reason. And Nvidia just, to me, lost VWAP. I want to be back in if it can regain VWAP or do some kind of a trend reversion break. Oh, the other thing I got eyeballs on right now is the market's coming back in here is Palantir.
Yeah.
Because so twice Palantir trended down this morning and then gave really solid reversions back into VWAP. So I'm thinking if we break 128, it'll do another one of those. So eyeballs on Palantir. It probably needs to break 128 and then do a reversion, which it's gone clean. Like that trend broke into VWAP and then that trend line broke into VWAP. So I'm looking for that to happen one more time. Yeah, of course it was Daddy Chill.
You know that I haven't heard one news update today, really, not just because Adair's not here, but because there doesn't seem to be that much happening today.
I'm gonna refresh my thing.
Today there's not too much of a news bombs or anything happening all over the world. So, or at least in the United States. I don't know what Donald Trump is up to.
Speaking of news bombs, I have to.
Yeah, go.
So I know so little about, this is amusing to me. I know so little about golf that I saw a headline.
Oh yeah, who's winning?
And it goes, Vegas is ahead at the PGA Championships. I'm like, oh snap! There must be a ridiculous record amount of betting going on at the PGA, because that's what I would think the headline means. Little did I know, some dude named Vegas is literally leading in the second round.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, you don't know who it is either?
A guy named Vegas?
Yeah, the guy's last name is actually Vegas.
Oh no, I never.
I guess we should have bet on him.
That was a Quail Hollow. There's tons of rain. I don't know if that's where Big Kyle is or anything, but they were wondering about how that course was going to play. Yeah, I don't know how it's playing. That's good. That's another thing I can watch this week in the PGA. I didn't even think about that. Excited for the Maple Leaf game tonight. That should be a lot of fun. It is so gorgeous outside right now. I feel like it's 80-something degrees at least right now. So yeah, it's 25 degrees Celsius right there. So whatever that math works out to, I think 80, let's say 85, 86 right now.
25.
Okay, let's go. We're long Nvidia. There it is, man. We're long.
I thought it was 77. No.
72 is 21.
Oh, shoot.
Anyways, okay, who cares? But there it is, man. Nvidia now retracing back to the upside. We're long this name. Good trade so far on here. Let's see if it can hold fort. See if we get a little bit more upside back up into 136. Would be nice up to those highs for Nvidia. We'll see what this market wants to do here at the end of the day. There's the buy. We're just getting some out now. Again, overloaded on this position. We waited for it to come into the 200 period moving average. I didn't play it off of the 50. We did play a little bit off of the 200, off of VWAP, and then we bought a little bit there on the 200. Yeah, go up. All right, nice trade there for Nvidia. Let's go back over. It's Joe. Yes, sir. It's Joe over there ready to go. It's the rundown. This is brought to you by you guys. Anything you want us to talk about will be on this list, and you vote for it during the midday show. We want to thank everybody for all that participation. Thank you to my guy Obi over here. Joe can't wait to go get that steak, so let's go run this through, and we'll let Joe go grab some food. What's up, Joe?
Oh, you
I want that steak, Neil. Don't worry about that. But all right, guys, welcome to the welcome to the afternoon rundown here, guys. The show where you guys choose the stocks that we get to talk about. So make sure you join the chat. And Sharif, and I guess Obi today, guys. So and get those votes in. But first on the docket here, we got the king of all kings, and that is Nvidia. Still climbing on the Saudi AI investment deal. Estimates up to 15 to 20 billion in revenue in the works here for Nvidia, guys.
Oh, Nvidia.
That's a lot of billions.
Yeah, the king. I mean, I agree with it being the king right now. I mean, AMD has been also a fantastic trade, right? I mean, and
well, today Coreweave might be the king.
Well, Nvidia's trying to go meme crazy right now a little bit. And we actually loaded up down there at 135.10. So good trade here so far. All right, we flipped it up. So we had a couple different opinions here today on Nvidia and just a bunch of trades, man, like a bunch of trades. So we were long here off 135 early, and then at 135 broke, and then we thought we were pretty smart by going short, which worked out there, worked out there, worked out here, and then it just came like, so again, long's fine. We got stopped right there. You know, then we went short, then we told you we were going short again, all against VWAP, right? As long as we stay under VWAP. These were all making higher highs as we went up to VWAP. So again, you know, as my wife will remind me in the chat, and as I should be reminding myself, patience is what pays. And we should have just waited for that. Like, there's really no reason to be short here, other than the fact that we wanted 135. So I think that was the problem. But there's 135. So when I write down here on the note that I wanted 135 long and it breaks short, and it makes a move like that, then I'm going to try to re-short it at that level. Now it's going to turn out, remember, you can't see what happens next. So I was thinking, okay, 135, we'll put it up to VWAP. So that worked. That's a keystroke error. Nothing happened there. We re-entered it. Then it just started to rip higher, and this is where we took the L. It finally broke above VWAP. I don't know why I gave it so much room above VWAP. I guess it was 135.50 is what I was giving it to. We should have, instead of averaging in right there, is fine with that. But that's a 25. Maybe giving it 25 cents could have been a little bit too much. So we wind up getting out anyways, and then we buy it. So, and then it comes back into VWAP. And again, once we break, we'll trade the long. That was huge. We talked about that on the midday. Obi, I think, was in the long of Nvidia, I believe at that time maybe, or was looking at it anyways. And then so there's the flip up, and we talked about that we went long at 135.35, and then out for close to $1 up there, which was a pretty good out. But then it's fallen all the way back in, and we just averaged into it to the point where it is right now. So yeah, like a little busy day for us on Nvidia. Thousands of shares traded there now on the name. It's gonna be my number one name, P&L. No, actually, it is, no, it's Shopify is gonna be my number one P&L wise, because I've messed around with this a little bit too much, but this is position pending. So we'll wait for that one. But yeah, Nvidia, I love the stock. I love the name. I love that Donald Trump went and roadshowed them basically all through Saudi Arabia. Okay. So they did it all for them. And yeah, Nvidia, new highs coming hopefully next week when China gets on board.
There's worse things that can happen to you than the president of the United States roadshowing you. To people who have lots of money.
That's it.
I'm not going to do the song. We've probably overdone that. But I think it's trend breaking right now. So I got out of VWAP. I'm getting back in on the trend line break. But it was it was cleaner long than it was. I was in the short too, off of that 35 area. Much cleaner to the long side, except for the moment when it lost 135. So that was, I mean, obviously that was a pretty obvious place to have gone for the break if you're looking for the short. But on the higher time frame, it still looks, you know what, it looks great. It's a consolidation off the top. And even if we end the week doing nothing, you could end the week selling off into 133. As long as it holds above 32, you've held this consolidation at the top on this great gap move. So anybody that wants to be bearish on Nvidia, you have to deal with that. Only because it's not on the list. Coreweave is an absolute monster. Nvidia owns. Remember yesterday I said I'm not going to make up a number because I don't know exactly how much Nvidia owns. Well, 13Fs tell you that it's 7% because everyone's 13Fs came out, and Nvidia owns 7% of Coreweave, and they're up 22%. Remember, we were talking about that. When you have an IPO break its prior high, it gets really, really bullish, generally speaking. Historically, that's sort of the idea. Granted, okay, fine, don't add us. It might have been a really great breakout trade today, but wasn't looking at this, was looking at Tesla 350, which I'm sure we'll get to in two names. But when this broke the prior day high, it's as clean as it can be, and they just trended. I did have a short on a trend break, and it couldn't even get to VWAP. Like, it went 82 to 80, which is good, and it'll end up being my best stock because Tesla sucks, and we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, it couldn't even follow through. This stock is a squeeze right now on Coreweave. There's a lot of insiders who are just not selling their shares, and at the end of the day, that plus a small amount of float, it's a lot like when ARM came out, and it's in that phase where it's just squeezing people. Usually it'll settle down eventually, but that's just how it goes. For now, Coreweave is an absolute beast.
Good look there, guys. All right, next up is Qubt, up 34% on the day, guys. We got an EPS beat coming in at 11 cents. The street was looking at a 7-cent loss, but missing on sales here, guys. Street was looking for $100,000. Yes, that is correct, $100,000. They came up at around roughly $39,000 there, guys.
I know you traded this today. I didn't look at. I don't know. We're
no,
like
I didn't actually.
We're very upset.
I called it up.
Not you, Joe. I think.
Joe.
Joe was trading it today, I think.
Okay, my bad.
I don't think any of us did, but yeah, I don't want to laugh at that $39,000 number because it doesn't really. I mean, you know, this is a starting. Like it's not something that we were looking for as far as a revenue number, but I guess just turning some kind of revenue is good enough for the market right there. And I like. Again, whenever you sort of come out with your numbers, I wonder if it's just better than feared, like for Qubt. But again, a nice move, rocketing higher. I think the best thing not to understand, I think we all understand things, is that what is there's Marvell, we were looking at that yesterday, Qubt, the short float, right, on this name. So you get, it's only 19% right there. Float of only 112 million. How many shares have we done today? 74 million. So we won't quite turn the float over, but yeah, nice move higher today on Qubt, bringing some of the other names with it. I mean, more fun names maybe. Rigetti got going early, now came right back in. Actually, I didn't realize it came back in. Did QBTS also come back in? No. So let's see. Very strange. Like some of these names are just so much different than each other. So like, why is QBTS up 12%, but Rigetti's only up 2%, and the other one's up 34%? So I don't know. We like the quantum space, that's for sure, and the names continue to work. Google continues to work. Nvidia's just really turned around right there off of, it's a good thing we got most of these, not most of them out, but a little bit more than half out as we ripped up into the 200 period, into the 50 period. We're right back down here again. Possible reload zone down here for Nvidia, but anyways, nice move downside now for NVDA. I don't know what's going on with the quantum names. They're not trading all equally, but that one's the biggest winner today, Qubt.
It's ridiculous what it's doing. And shout out to Sharif's 4th baby mama. 4th. Not 1st, not 2nd, not 3rd. 4th.
Man gets busy, boy.
Sean and Neil, you both look good in navy blue. Good. And you know what? After the Leafs win tonight, we're going to be wearing more blue next week. And then when they
play
finish
Sunday too. Sunday.
Well, I got more.
Game 7.
And then after we finish the job, the Leafs finish the job on Sunday, then we'll have even more blue next week.
Right. Positive.
If they win, I'll probably have to do some laundry, but I'll be wearing blue all week next week after that happens. At least that would be the plan. Whether that actually works out, we'll see. QBTS, all I can tell you is this is a rocket, like sort of like Coreweave. If you were looking here, you know what? I don't know. It's Virgin Galactic is the same thing. I don't know why, as earnings names with big short floats, for whatever reason, I didn't even write these down on my iPad today. Qubt and and Virgin Galactic, which really doesn't make sense when you consider the catalyst of earnings on names with pretty large short floats. So we're talking double-digit short floats. So I think that was, like, that's a preparation fail, which every time there's a preparation fail, it's like, you got to own it. And it's so far gone in this squeeze that you're a lot closer to the next resistance at $14 than you are to any level. So I think this is one of those enjoy the ride type moments, but I'm not all that eager to be punching the top here on QUBT, whose name I forget of the company.
QBT. All right, there we go. Yeah, guys, all right, next up we got Elon Musk. So Tesla futurist Brian Wang doubles down on that $1,000 price target here. Bets big on the AI robo-taxi and some technical resistance in the way, but then claims it's going to be all-time highs here on Tesla, guys. We're still positive on the session, up about 1.3% on the day, guys.
Never heard of that stock. Stock Elon over there? No, the QUBT's name is Quantum Computing Inc.
Quantum Computing Inc.?
Yeah, so if you ever wondered what they did. Okay, so just real quickly here on Tesla, it wasn't really on the radar for anything. I mean, it was written on here for 350 break, but nothing really else other than that. So we've traded it and pretty good actually today. We're green on it. Like I keep saying my top P&L name, but it is right now. I just don't know what's going to happen with this Nvidia trade nor the Shopify. But right now, there's a 350 break. It was pretty great. We actually missed the break, but then it pulled back and we wound up getting 50. I think it was 40s or something like that. I did get a little excited and bought some 80s, and then there's the 36 or 40 fill, and then there it is at 50 again. So we were pretty lucky. It kept bouncing off that level until basically it didn't. And there was our last reload right there at 48. Hoping that it would hold VWAP, and then basically in that exact same minute or the next minute anyways, there's the out at 47.50. So we were down on Tesla, but it wasn't that bad because we were able to get some out, but still bad overall. Then it took VWAP again, and I was like, all right, let's go on it. That was a flat trade. You guys saw me take that live where we got out of, that's about $1 there, the upside. We wound up losing 50 cents as it breaks back down below. So that was pretty much a wash. Then this was pretty much where the profits lie right now. It comes back into 343. There's the out up there, 347. So that's like $4. Then it came back in. We averaged in, look, no stop outs in here. We didn't get stopped out. It just came right back into our levels. And again, we were trying to use, remember we talked about that our stop didn't work? We basically got within 8 cents of getting stopped out of this. So that time, I mean, we say it all the time. That time we were lucky before getting sewered. Like sometimes we get those low ticks. I was like, oh man, what have we done? We got the low of the day. Well, we got saved there because we were almost punched out of that position. Plus we had some execution problems. So that would have been even worse. Yeah. But anyways, there it goes. Mooned after that, man. It's a big, big trade. It is my current P&L number one on the day. We're holding like 2% or maybe less than that left of this just to see if we get back to 349. I should have already got out there. I didn't. Was hoping for blue skies and we didn't get it. So we'll wait to see what happens with Tesla now. I will reload it down here at 343, but I don't want it to get there because we're long everything else. So there's a couple more outs on Nvidia up there into the 30s. I'm just going to get another out here at 26 and keep watching this. But Elon and Tesla, what a great month for Tesla, obviously, and what a great week.
It's not over yet.
No, so far. Not,
this month is. Look, I think it's going to end up being
what has been a great month.
So I had one entry. The breakout wasn't any. I consider it not good because I think on Tesla, when 350 is $2 away from the pre-market high, I think I want to see the 50 breakout go to at least 52 clean. But we said we had some issues, and I said in the lesson of the day, which was have a contingency for what you are doing if there is any kind of a hiccup with execution or whatever it might be. And that just might mean if there's an issue with your scripts, then trade one thing at a time and get out of it manually, which I did do eventually, thankfully on Nvidia, and punched out when it didn't work. But I did have one that didn't trigger. When I went long at VWAP and I had my stop under the prior high, that's a relatively tight stop with slippage of only about 50 cents. And then I was punching out manually about $1 later. So I lost 3x on a VWAP trade, which I got into twice, and that's the reason I was giving you guys the lesson of the day. Everything got fixed eventually. We took another attempt at a break, again with the stop at the low, and then it didn't start working, and I think Joe was talking about this. That all-day trend that it had from the high was holding, so I took that break and then it kind of lost the support, but it's still holding above that trend line. So I think there's still a little something here where that all-day trend broke, and as long as you can maybe hold VWAP to a bottoming tail, or I think hold this support down at 46, you're very valid for that break here on Tesla. I don't think it's completely done yet because the all-day trend is broken. I wouldn't be surprised to see us at least make a run at 350 on a Friday.
Absolutely. I know that you guys were talking about Tesla's return, but how about 32% in the past month there, Sean, and 500% over the year? That's Palantir that we're talking about here, guys, up about 0.4%.
Yeah, I said in the afternoon.
What's the symbol of Palantir?
It's PT
PLQ.
S.
PLTR.
Z W.
Oh, it's right on the screen.
Oh, PLTR. Alex Palantir Karp.
Right, change his middle name.
Probably, I wonder.
Look,
Alex Joseph Clark. That's what it should be.
Yes.
He feels like
why not?
He looks like he could be a Joseph.
Is that what Josephs look like?
No, I'm just.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, look, I don't know. I haven't looked at it today, really, to be completely honest with you. Obviously, I'm on this Nvidia tip and everything like that. Yeah, I just too choppy early. Like, look how choppy this thing was in the morning, right? I mean, the whole market couldn't really find a base all morning long. So Palantir up here at 130 just really chops around and then eventually takes the. I mean, but the thing is like it took the pre-market lows many times. So, you know, I don't know. It's just, it was pretty dangerous. The only thing that I'm looking at now that I see, like how many times? So like the low of today was basically the low, like how does that happen, right? So, you would think that there must be some buyers down here around 127. I mean, it almost went to that exact penny of 126.77 again. So that yesterday dip that created that kind of a rip up there. Then the buyers just came right back again, and now they're holding those bids. So yeah, for me, I think the best thing to do would be wait until it comes in, especially if you think this market may be heading southbound a little bit right now. Wait for it to come into this 127, kind of maybe just load up a little bit and then see if it holds. That would be something. But technically, I feel like there's not too much there. Sometimes I like to look at a little bit of a longer time frame and play this 200 period moving average. We're trying to be underneath it. To me, it looks a little weak, right? Like this is top heavy in here at 130. Just for everybody that's long only Palantir like I am. We've been getting out, I did get some out at 130.30 or something like that during one of these days, right into here. So earlier on in the week, I finally took one of my first pieces out in a couple months there on Palantir, just because I thought it was the day I wrote the Nasdaq was heavy. So we had on, when was it, yesterday? No, anyway, it doesn't matter. We talked about that with
it was Monday.
Raider Trader. Yeah, whatever the day was. Now Friday already? Anyway, who cares?
It was 2 days ago.
At the end of the day.
No, it was yesterday.
We took a little bit out of Palantir. And I like the stock. I do agree with Joe, though. It's ran very far over the last couple months. And I think it's worth slowing down a little bit and taking some profits out. They had a great quarter. They got hit on the quarter. That was your opportunity to buy it back down into 113 or something like that. I really like Palantir moving forward. I think it's a play it's my number one pick for the year that we made in January, and it's been up huge since then. So yeah, we love Palantir, still going higher, man, all-time highs.
And it did give, and I said this yesterday in the afternoon show, I was like, hey, I've noticed something on Palantir that I've never really done much with, is that when it breaks the trend in the morning, like if it has a downward channel in the morning, the trend breaks really good. And I've seen it before, and then it did it bigly yesterday, a couple of times underneath VWAP. So at the open, well, guess what? It broke the first trend where high, VWAP, break of trend to the volume weighted average price. Then from that high to the next high, break of trend to the volume weighted average price. And it did it twice. So from now on, Palantir is the go-to. And the thing about a mean reversion, a lot of people look for them on like the overvalued small caps and then you want to short it when it breaks the trend. Great. But why you like it on stocks that are like really, really popular is when the selling runs out, you should snap back better. Like all the stocks that maybe they go meme crazy or people think are, I don't even know the word here, but anyways, you guys know what Palantir, it's this beast. But when those types of stocks give you a mean revert, and it's shown it in the past, it can be violent in both directions, and Palantir is that kind of stock. So if it breaks the low, I will simply look for the same thing this afternoon, if it can happen. And let's talk a little bit about everybody's favorite company in the whole world, that 2 days ago, nobody wanted to touch with a 10-foot pole and is now the most popular long in the entire market. UNH.
UNH, guys, positive on the session here, Neil. So United Health Group, Form 4 filing shows Kristen Gill bought approximately 3,700 shares here, guys. Obi was touching on it this morning. Positive here on the day. Some hefty selling in UNH, guys. Let's see what the boys think.
Well, I think if there's insider buying at these levels, good. There should be, if they believe in the company. This is another stock where I suppose looking at a daily chart isn't going to be all that useful. So let's just pull it up here. I think I must have another chart attached to this level too. That's fine. It's just E-signal. And so it looks to me, and we'll see this, like the monthly is a little bit ridiculous. But that key price level of 280, I think, is going to come into play. Like this high here from 2019, and then there was support. Like the big ramp job all started at $280. I feel like that's going to be a very key price level to close the week and the month above. And it's very likely going to close the week above. At this point, like to call it a squeeze, I think it's more relief rally than a squeeze than anything else, because I don't know how many shorts would be leaning on it at these kind of price levels. That doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but I think there's some shorts that might be covering their trades, and they're so deep in the money that it's hard to call this small a move percentage-wise a squeeze. But the 280 is going to become a very key level, in my opinion, over the next couple of days and weeks. A close above it looks pretty good. I said I needed it to close showing me a low and then close the week above it, right? So I was really never gonna take a shot at buying this off these levels until next week to see how it ended up today. So I'm not gonna break that rule to chase it. I mean, come on, look at the monthly chart. If this thing is gonna recover, does it matter if you miss the first $30?
It doesn't.
I mean, probably not. But congratulations to anyone that's in the 250 long.
Yeah, I mean, we knew eventually it was going to get spoiled, right? And that, the long was going to happen and some of those shorts would get hit a little bit. I think there could be some short covering on that today, and we'll see if it just holds. I think you want to really see it hold on Monday for UNH. We had Raider Trader on there yesterday. He talked about Humana. That could be another play, but he definitely did not like the long there either. So, not that necessarily matters what one individual trader likes, but I don't think technically it was really setting up to go UNH. I thought the value, and look, it's great. Anybody that has it's great. And like, congratulations sticking out your neck. But I just thought a safer play, and it's not going to get you the same returns. But look at the XLV again. UNH, obviously a big part of that. I don't know the exact percentage, but we'll watch out for XLV. I did want to bring it up only because it's right back to where I paid, a little bit better, was Eli Lilly. Is also up 4% today. So we bought this at we averaged it into 750. I just wanted to say, like, this is a little bit of a falling knife as well, but it just fell back into levels where we can wrap our head around it. We search for UNH levels, but Eli Lilly, I mean, I got out of Google and actually put some of that money plus a little bit more into Eli Lilly. So I'm now waiting. I just want to get diversified a little bit more. So we got into this, and now this is starting to go. Watch, I mean, I think we go higher there, despite Novo Nordisk today losing their CEO and that guy all crying about competition and whatnot. Okay, here goes Nvidia. Man, oh man, Obi and Neil and Joe and everybody. This has been a reloading machine down here at 135. Like, I don't... I'm getting nervous because this many touches down there makes me think that, like, if you keep dribbling the ball near that out of bounds line, eventually, the ref's going to call it out of bounds. And I don't know, like, I just kind of made that up because we were talking about basketball a little bit earlier there. But no, I just think that what I mean by that is, like, you're dribbling away and it's like it's right there at that closing.
I feel you. Yeah,
and it's just like one little slip up, a little sweat on the hands or something like that, and it's out of bounds. But I just, if we lose this level, we have to get out. So 134.95. So that's going to be, this is why I'm taking some out now, because I'm in the mode of, because it's happened so much, I want to put on a lot of shares, which I've been doing, and just scalping it as fast as possible. And if we can get VWAP like we're getting right now, then that's that 1-to-1, slightly greater than that on Nvidia. But you just mentioned UNH. Yeah, I just want to talk about it right now because it is, and I know you just mentioned it, but it's breaking that high right now. So you got to watch out for this high. This guy got butter chicken and steak?
Even steak.
Okay, Joe put butter chicken on top of the steak right now. Who took your plate?
Oh, that was a good call.
You didn't take Sharice's plate.
No, the steak was a little bit tough.
Let's go to Joe. I want to see that.
2 hours later, it wouldn't taste
This man can't drool over my food and not show his. Okay, there we go. There's the butter chicken. Obi, I need some comment on the biryani, please.
That's so much better.
No, okay, Obi is... Obi? No. Okay. Oh no.
Obi doesn't like anything food related. He's just like, no, that doesn't.
No, he does like it. He just feeling like there's not enough respect put on that.
What?
It's from his hometown there, Hyderabad, right, where they make it. So, it's just like showing me a piece of lasagna that's not made by my nonna. It's like, I'm not that interested.
You know what the biggest?
My dad walked out of Olive Garden. I've told that story a couple times.
Did you have the risotto at my wedding? My biggest,
probably. What do you?
No, my biggest disappointment.
Oh, was it bad?
They overcooked the risotto at my wedding.
Yes, I had it. Yes, Neil. What the hell was that? I want my gift back.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Like, look, you want everything to be perfect. And when we went there, we went there for the tasting.
It was way better.
It was so good,
Yeah,
and it was. But I think, and someone explained this to me that does catering. They're like, look, there's a very big difference between
individual
when they were making your plate when you ate there for dinner when we stayed the weekend, like a few months before, and when they had to make it for over 100 people. Right. And so, like that, I was like, yeah, okay.
That's why
I should be more what's the word?
Compassionate, understandable,
empathetic,
understanding.
Understanding is.
Yeah. But that's why Indian weddings are such a jam, because there's like just vats and vats of like every single, and it's just like, it's made by like old grandmothers and everything like that most of the time. I've been to probably a handful of them, and Indian weddings, they really do it up right, especially when your Indian friends have more money than brains.
Trust.
Like ours.
But
our friend has a lot of money and a lot of brains, though, actually.
And he rode in. But the funny thing is, the other guy
rode in on the elephant.
The other guy rode in on the elephant.
Yeah,
the dude that you would have thought would have rode in on the elephant didn't.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he didn't. And I was like, that's a little bit lame. But it was one of the nicest weddings I've ever been to. And there was so much food. Oh, my goodness.
The only there's no problem with it, but
they got something every single.
Indian weddings are like 4 or 5 days long.
Yeah, but the thing you do the week before, like I forget what it's called. My bad. But like the hall that this guy did it in was like bigger than all of our other friends' weddings, and that was like the pre-thing they do the week before. It was crazy. Like his kid's birthday party was.
I wanted guys, Indian friends. His first year birthday was a wedding.
It was a wedding.
It was a wedding. It was a wedding.
The theme was
airplanes.
It was airplanes. They had a flight simulator. You know how much it cost to rent a flight simulator?
Oh, you just mean one flight simulator?
Oh, my bad.
They had 2 flight simulators.
They had 2 flight simulators.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh my God! And everybody got a little bottle opener that was a.
Well, we should have been doctors, and that's. Although I'm so bad, I was so bad in biology.
You can never be a doctor. I don't want to be a doctor.
Forget that, man.
I actually work.
But that guy was my lab partner in high school.
Yeah, dog fights. Exactly. I'm a pop star, not a doctor. Yeah, exactly. We know that one. Thank you.
There was something I was
for that reference.
Oh, Apple's going. That's the thing.
Neil, focus on trading, please.
No, Apple. I don't know why, but Apple is starting to go. It wasn't doing anything this morning except being one of the worst Mag 7. Oh, that wick. I did get rid of that thing earlier and whatever. So Apple, broken VWAP. It still hasn't taken out the top, but it's looking pretty strong this afternoon. No matter what, I think it's a fade at the high. So if we get to 213.5, somewhere in there, I think we're going to look for a fade in Apple, maybe even the 213 level. It's also, being a Friday, it's usually trickier to break out some of those tops. That's the other thing I want to think about, too. So Apple looking pretty good, maybe off of the VWAP. Like a VWAP
trade star, that's a good one. So remember, we do have today, maybe I can find it on our, you're better at this, Neil. Why don't you go find the...
How would you say that?
Tip for the rebalance today.
But
it's Coinbase. No, I just want to see if there was any numbers on there.
But now I have to.
No, well, while you do that, I'm going to go over and see who's making what kind of money right now here at Trader TV and Real Trading. This is not just Trader TV, duh. This is everybody. So if you are part of our team, so here it is right here. See, there's annual reconstitution, so we'll find out about that. We do get notes here about, what to trade. There's TMX, that's the Canadian market here. Some hot names that are trading as of today. Here's OTCX, shout out to Jeff Mendel, who provides this to our traders as well. Hot names on the OTC market. But here's a little tip. You can just go to their website and find the exact same names. It's literally like a copy and paste. And then events calendar for today. So I can probably just click on this live. Well, no, here it is right here. Shopify, MongoDB.
It's missing Coinbase because they just happened this week. So that one.
Okay, so there it is right here. See, so it's saying Mongo is a delete and Shopify is an addition. I didn't even remember that. What day is it today? Oh, I'm in Shopify not even for that reason. That is crazy. But anyways, all right, I want to go show over what's going on. Anyway, this is what's available to everybody if you feel my flow right there. But here you go, hit compare. Let's go Nvidia, first of all. Let's go. Nice move, man. We're almost at the high of the day for our net right now as Nvidia rips up. I'll look at that in a minute. So here we go. This is compare your profit. So this is yesterday's trading, not today's trading. And this is all US dollars that you're going to see here. It's the ocean of blues right there with a little bit of a cash cow, as I can see on our exchanges there. So yesterday's one trader in the company, and again, I don't have the downside. We always get asked that. What about the guys that lost? I don't see those. But there it is, $21,000 for someone here trading Blue Ocean. So after hours trading, they're well done here at Real Trading. Some brokers or some brokers that you may be with may not have access. There's also Moon ATS as well. I don't think we have that up yet, but we are working just on compliance to get that going. So we'll shout out to Jeff on that. And if it's up, I apologize. Chicago, New York, Nasdaq, Hong Kong. So remember the other day we were like, hey, we're missing some different exchanges there. So someone made almost $9,000 US. Canada. So again, no Europe. Like, I don't know if some of the guys. So this is the thing about Europe. You're going in a couple weeks, but the Europeans do it right. As soon as the weather turns, these guys take a lot of time off, man. Like there's you know what? It's summertime. Forget about it, man. We're just gonna enjoy. We're gonna drink, live our life, enjoy. And you people in Europe, tell me. I mean, I'm more talking about Portugal, Spain, Italy. This is what I know of that, and obviously other countries would be part of that as well. So maybe there's part of that.
That's why it's always like that in the West Indies, man. If you live in the West Indies, you understand the concept
island
of
time.
Things are just different because it's always that way. And so, therefore, you have to temper your expectations as to how promptly things will get done. And if you can't adjust to that, then you shouldn't live in the islands. And I think Europe is the same way. I'm going to be in Budapest. That's how you're supposed to say.
That's right. Congratulations on saying that properly.
So I also learned
Budapest.
I learned yesterday they don't use the euro there, which I didn't know. So you learn something every day. So what we're looking at here, and for those that asked in the chat what that website was. So the trader information portal is internal to Real Trading. And it literally is what it says. There's tons of resources that Sean was showing you. The reweights tonight, COF apparently is here. These are all the biggest ones. It'll tell you what it is. 51 million shares expected on COF, DFS. Wait a minute, isn't that a penny stock? What is DFS? Oh, let's Discover Financial. 60 million shares sell, Coin 36 million buy, Shop 35 million buy, and Mongo 2.2 million sell, but they're relatively small when it comes to volume, so you would expect, and then it has some earnings stuff in there as well. So there's just all kinds of information available. And when Obi was talking about his morning routine, I think both Obi and Joe were talking about their morning routine. One of the things for most traders here is to go through Tip and get your information. For us, we have our watch list, and you can supplement it with some of the index stuff that's happening at the end of the day. Apple's not really doing much of anything here. No pullback into VWAP, as you can plainly see. HIMS is holding, but not breaking the top. So no pullback into VWAP on HIMS. It's holding 60. Like my first entry was at 61.9, and then I added to it at 62.01.
Oh, got out of Shopify.
So I actually had an average price of like 90 something, but it'll show the 01 now. I want it breaking that high, and then we can go a little bit higher for sure. John, how did I put this song in your head? Now that we found love. We talked about Heavy D like on Monday, that song. It's Friday. Don't at me because you can't get a song out of your head. Just go listen to like Baby Shark or something. You'll have any song out of your head. That's a bad.
This is why we went crazy. First of all, I was in Shopify. I thought I was still in it, actually. We just dropped it as we were sort of doing some of those, some of that talk right there. But again, Shopify is still going to be one of the top names for me, actually, today, because we're able to get out of a lot of this. It was not breaking the 200 period, so this was actually a decent out for me right there just before this happened. And then we basically got out for flat right there. I think we lost maybe 10 cents on the last little piece. But once we got up into this area, into the 200 period moving average, I just wanted to buy Shopify off of that low right there. So we actually did wind up doing that in and around 1 o'clock. We got it long at 50s, and these outs are, again, 50 cents outs, just ahead of 111. So we were just sitting there. Once it didn't break 111, it actually got to 111.20s, 111.15. So we didn't, fortunately, we were waiting at VWAP, so we missed that fill. And then it just, once we took that aggressively ourselves, then we took that as we were discussing at 215, and that's when I mentioned Shopify. I did not even notice that it came out. So we could have not had that many shares left as it finally breaks back down below. Shopify, still a top name for me, despite being out of it. And then I just realized that it's being added today to Russell.
I think sometimes the opportunities are better when the stock it's supposed to be added is trending down.
Right.
Because that's what made Tesla so great when it got added to the S&P 500. Is like in the, I think it was sometime around 2 o'clock. Somewhere around there, don't at me. You don't remember it exactly. It was sometime between 2 and 2:30. Tesla just, because everyone started to go into the long thinking, hey, there's going to be a gigantic buy and bounce. Tesla's going into the index. And then it just started trending down on everybody. And when that happened, all of a sudden, when it did come at a gigantic buy and balance, it was all you-know-what breaking loose because it was at the low. So Shopify, I was going to look at Mongo more, but I think Shopify at the lows looks more interesting. Tesla's starting to bounce off VWAP. That could be something.
Oh, Tesla.
As the 47 ends up holding. It broke the all-day trend, and
I have an offer at 349, so if it gets up there.
I think it's going to get up there. I'm going to buy the dip into VWAP to see.
I hope it's up.
Why I didn't last time. Oh, my number lock is
up. That's happened to me many times, especially when I'm typing in my password. I'm like, why isn't it working? And I type it in like 5 times. It's like, oh yeah, number lock is on.
Number lock.
Okay, so maybe I just gave it away. I have a number in my password. Okay, so just right here.
You literally.
Damn it! Why did I do? As Proudy said, I just doxed myself.
Oh no!
Right there. No, but all right. I just want to say, like, the reason why I was getting excited there when we got out of Nvidia, because it just came right back into that level again. And like I said, I'm trying to use a little bit more shares off of this level right here with limited risk. Like my risk on this trade is about 13 cents. So when it ripped up and we were able to get 40 cents on this trade, or let's just say 37 cents, up there giving us like 3 to 1, and I knew it was a relatively key level that we'd already stopped at before, I was starting to empty the clip a little bit there. So we only have half left on this Nvidia trade. Still waiting for it to moon. I still think the Nasdaq looks like it wants to go, right? I mean, this is to the right now. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I want to be long. We're long. We're long Tesla. We're long Nvidia. I've only traded 4 names today. Nvidia, Shopify, the Nasdaq, and Tesla. And Tesla I've left alone since 10 o'clock, 10:40. So we're not doing too much here except for just sitting back and relaxing and making sure that we trade the right names. I do want to have a quick look at Uber. And we don't want to, this is the opportunity, guys. Go into the chat. Let's start looking at some names because I'm just going to wait to see what happens with that Nvidia right here and then maybe get into something on the futures. Let's wait for 3 o'clock, see what happens. Any kind of pullback into the 50-period moving average is going to be something I want to address, right? So
there you go. Ayo.
Uber all the way up to 92.80. That is close to, if not, and I think we did just hit today. Congratulations. Awesome. Uber all-time highs. So we were just there yesterday, or 2 days ago. We had a drip down the last 2 days and then right back up there, taking out that wick top of 92.60 and putting in a brand new intraday high today, looks like of 92.80, yes. So that will go into the books. Sometimes you don't count like the after hours trading, but this is a during hours brand new high of 92.88 there for Uber, a stock that I absolutely love and one that we're in the money about 50% on. We're long at 65 bucks there on Uber. And it was a tough trade because we had talked about Uber this whole time. Like we were buying it all the time in these dips. We didn't do anything the last one. That's where we were. I mean, I was nervous about every position, but we definitely didn't add to ones that we were already in. I created a new position during all of, my latest one was a brand new one, and that was JP Morgan. And that's almost at, again, Not almost. I think 280 is its all-time high. Is that?
Yeah. Close enough.
Close enough.
It's probably like
it's exactly 280 or so right there. So 280.20 or so. Let's see if we can get back up there for JP Morgan. That's been a pretty epic run for a lot of the bank names. And what was the one that you said Citigroup? What's his name was out of? Or was it Bill Ackman?
No, it was Warren Buffett.
Oh, okay.
Sold all of his, or Berkshire Hathaway, I should say, sold all of their holdings in Citigroup. Like not some of it, like all of it, which they like the banks. But that could be this whole clean slate idea for new management to take over from Mr. Buffett, although he's staying on as an advisor anyway. So it's not like he's going anywhere. He's still around. And I'm sure Berkshire will be just fine.
I actually wonder, because he only told his kids about that he was leaving, this is just a little bit, and it's not going to be the greatest story, but I wonder if maybe there's something.
I hope not.
I hope not too, but I just wonder if that's kind of a way for him to step away and have like his last speech sort of while he's still in good health. I don't know. I mean, the man could live to 110 years old, as far as I know. Just thinking that there might be something there. And then he put, I forget his name, but there's a Canadian now running the show over there at Berkshire.
And you know what? Hopefully we don't have to live to 110 years old to see the Toronto Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup.
Oh, boy.
Which we are going to put something down on tonight.
I think we just put 50
and we're going to do it on ProfitX. Because if you want the unbeatable odds and the best odds on the biggest matches, like maybe even actually the PGA Championship this weekend, which is going on right now, then ProfitX is a peer-to-peer platform where you get to set the price. No more one-size-fits-all lines. You craft your own picking strategy with real-time trading tools. Secure the best odds. Track the action and watch your plays come alive. Experience the total control that you are going to have at every single step. It's sports playing, and it's better, and it's reimagined. Use the code TraderTV to get the sign-up offer of 2% cash back up to $300. And then,
Yes, and then.
It's 205 right now. Obviously, we took a little bit of a hit because if you watched this a couple of days ago, you'd see that was closer to $1,000, and now it's underneath 800 because we put two bills into into the Maple Leafs, and right now we're getting 205 on the money line.
I just want to show you what it is on FanDuel right now. Again, we don't have any stake in the game other than ProfitX has sponsored the recap show, and and as a sports gambler myself. You like to beat the odds. So there it is. It's 184 money line right now on FanDuel. The largest, them and DraftKings, the two largest books, in the world pretty much. I mean, I guess maybe Will Hill and stuff like that in Europe, maybe, but definitely in North America. And then what was the money line over there again?
205.
205. So right there, right?
Well, you know what we don't do? I can hit the plus and try to go for better odds and sit in the book.
We'd have to go behind that then.
Yeah, you can go either direction. I just want there's a plus. You can change it. You can swipe the book to take what's out there at worse prices, or you can sit deep in the book to get picked up. We're just gonna throw it down. You said
you have just bet $50.
The other thing
we can make back the 100 we lost.
They have these little pop-ups to show you how to do it. I realize as these show up, I don't actually explain any of them because we know how to do it. But it's very user-friendly, so it explains sort of the bidding and the ad.
It's asking you, are you sure you want to bet the Maple Leafs?
Imagine it trolled you like that. That would just be not cool. Somewhere somebody would do that.
I actually hate all that. We have that problem in our system. It's like, do you sure you want these shorts? Yes, I want the shorts. That's why I'm asking for them.
I've done that so many times.
Are you sure?
With the pay for shorts.
No, and then?
It's a pretty decent process in Metro here at Real Trading that I don't think requires that second step, but I understand exactly why it does it.
Do you? Okay.
It's a smart thing to do. Shout out to Luis for the super chat. Meta and Tempest AI, 10K day. Have a good weekend. Y'all
10K
fly,
day,
Eagles fly. Well, you guys are the Super Bowl champions, so I will let that fly. Normally, that's not how it would roll. But then again, my team's in the AFC, so I don't have it. It doesn't bother me at all.
No.
And you guys beat the Kansas City Chiefs, so it doesn't really bother me at all. Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm perfectly fine with that. I want to see Meta go back to the green because when I sold some of my Google Alphabet, this is what I bought. They got shellacked. There was a huge breakdown earlier. I don't remember this when we were on. Did anybody say anything when Meta did this?
It was in the morning? Well, everything broke.
Everything broke. I didn't realize how far Meta went down. And now it's trending up, but I just realized this is exactly the same trend that the market and Apple is doing, although Apple's trying to pull back into VWAP. So good look for Meta. I haven't looked at Tempest at all. Tempest AI. What the heck? What is this?
That was a Nancy Pelosi one, isn't it? TEM?
It is TEM. What's annoying about it is when you type in TEM, it's the fourth thing on the drop down is Tempest. I don't know what the other three are. I didn't bother to check.
They're loading quickly, I see.
Oh, wow, my charts are having a fun. It's Friday. My charts on a Friday are just having a lot of fun with me right now. And, of course, I got that because that must mean it's almost 3 o'clock. What would the trade have been? Oh, yeah, wow. Look at that reversion. You said this with Palantir, and I feel like it's showing you the same thing here with Tempest. Sometimes the pullback goes into a prior support level, and it gives you confluence on a mean reversion trade. Where, like, your trend line is something like this, and it's going into a support level anyways, so that when you get that break, like you're taking a long in here, and your risk can be like right down there or to the low of the day. Palantir was almost the same thing. Almost the same thing, except for the fact that, to me, it wasn't as clean off the bottom, but it's kind of the similar idea. Like, it's breaking the trend, and you're getting it off of a recent low. So shout out to that. I'm assuming that's what the trade you had there.
I got another one from the chat here. What's up to Aura Alpha right here? Can I get, this a couple minutes ago, can I get a cash cow $19 profit on you and H? There you go, Aura Alpha. Congrats, man, right there. 272 to 250 average price. So I don't know what that means exactly. It's a little bit of a different price there, but that's a good one there. So I don't know if you're trading options maybe, but that's a great trade. Congratulations. You know, anybody that's I don't care what the amount of shares or anything like that. You know, when you have a bigger winner like that, it's almost 10% of the whole stock. So $19 on 250, great trade right there for you on that one. And great trade anybody that's had UNH there today. I know Obi was, I know Ozan, everybody likes it. Hey man, I had roll call stolen from me. Joe's trying to steal what's for lunch. I mean, it just keeps on going around here. But no, we like that. Ozan, you are the original, and we've got the cash cow hat on. There it goes. Today, so shout out to that one. My wife has one too. It's a B and it says Queen on it.
Holla
To Beyonce with that one. Okay. Yeah, so all right. That's Nvidia. All right, let's go over some more names here. I did want to look at Weebl again, you know, another name that I know there's a lot of traders that were looking at that earlier on today. I didn't really get the complete, again, I know there's no, and we hope Adair feels well. She was in today earlier, didn't feel well. Just went home, take the day off. So hopefully she's resting and get well soon, Adara. But I'm like, we're hooked into the news wires right now, and nothing's been hitting. So relatively quiet day. So that story about Weebl, they're signing up with Coinbase, I guess, powering up with Coinbase. Let me just check out what that story was. So all you gotta do here, this is the Benzinga Pro platform. So you type in Weebl in here, obviously, and then it comes up, and then we go like this, and we figure out what's going on. You go down to the story right here, and here it is right here. Coinbase partners with Weebl to power crypto, Weebl Pay to power crypto experience. So I don't really see, I mean, if we open it up, I'm going to get the story there, but that's what it was with Coinbase and Weebl this morning. So that hit the market, and it really kind of rallied it, but it didn't rally it with too much volume, but it sends it from 1250 all the way to 1350. Then I guess maybe there was either some clarification or some, like, I don't know, but it's made its way all the way back in. And then if you're looking at Weebl, I just was bringing this up again because here we go, man. It's a great trading opportunity one more time here for Weebl because you're right back into yesterday's lows, right at the close. So if this story, again, Coinbase, we like that company. We like what's going on. Coinbase being added today to the S&P 500, so we could get a bump in that after hours. Not that that would have anything to do with Weebl, but a nice pullback down in here for Weebl. So this is what Weebl looks like right here on a 5-minute chart. It's been pretty, this is only 5 days ago, was $18. So remember, they came out with an IPO that went absolutely insane. And I think there was either a problem with Boros or something with Weebl, because this is not a normal move, obviously, up to $80, only for it to be worth $20 a month later, right? And so, or it's $20, $12 a month later there for Weebl. So remember, Robinhood had very similar ups and downs, where Robinhood was $7 at the beginning of the year. Maybe not this year, maybe last year, but I heard Joe reference that price earlier. So more work needs to be done. Weebl, I don't think, is Robinhood, obviously. And if they can get their, you know what, together, this could be a decent buy at some point here for Weebl. So we'll look at that one down to $12. Look, this Nvidia is really starting to bug me a little bit because I want to hold it and I want it to get going, but now we're not even beating.
Power hour.
Okay.
Did we change the voice on that?
I like that voice. No, I think you just made it louder. I think it's just more like, it's power hours. So smarten the hell up.
It should be one of them.
But yeah, so anyways, long story short, and because I don't want to talk too much about Nvidia, I'm letting this thing go. I don't even have any offers on this. So, but I do have a bid again at O's. So if it does come in, I'm bidding just north of O's. And then if we get 135, great. My stop is right here. I'm risking 10 cents on big shares of Nvidia every day, all day, if it comes into these levels. So I'm just telling you right now that for my trading, and I know that some of you guys are on 0-day options and things like that, the decay happens like every 5 or 10 minutes if the stock goes flat. Right now, the stock is flat. So I just it's not moving around. I don't necessarily think this is like the greatest long of the history of all time or anything like that. But if it gets going, let's let it fly a little bit here and make some real money, because just to keep scalping it out, whatever, we've already done that. We have a little bit less than half of our position on now. I'd say it's probably 45%. Again, we've traded over 5,000 shares of this today. So we're going to let this go to the upside right now for Nvidia and see if we can get into. I think I would take it out at 50 just because it's a 50 level, but then I really want this thing to go. So that'll be a 10% out around here if we can get it, and then we'll try to hold the rest upside. So it's not doing anything. I don't think this is the right trade if you're looking for some sort of end of day move. Yeah, go to Coreweave's up 26%.
It just broke the high again.
Good, so go
Andrew
Nvidia.
Sandoval, hands down the most valuable knowledge for live trading that exists right here. Have a great weekend, everyone. You have a fantastic weekend, Andrew. Appreciate that. SEK, I feel like
Is that Pablo Sandoval?
I feel like I should know. Swedish krona, of course I should have known that.
Come on, Neil.
Yeah, come on, Neil. Figure it out. And shout out to you. I appreciate you. All we ever ask around here is, be an awesome member of our trading community. Enjoy the show. Contribute by being in the chat. Hit that subscribe so you can be in the chat. We have and the more quality people we have in the chat, just the better things get. So hit that like, hit that subscribe, pass it on. No one needs to trade alone. Why should you? That's the whole idea here. And Coreweave is an
on Nvidia.
Absolute beast. The stock is. Oh, Tesla missed. Yeah, I guess we didn't get Tesla at VWAP. Tesla. Look, every single one of these wicks is underneath the volume-weighted average price, and the last one, of course, did not get there. So it doesn't seem like it's. I mean, Tesla's not really moving that much anyway, so I don't know if that's going to be the one. Right. I just saw. Oh, Shopify's going. I wanted to see about the
going up. Oh, I got out of it.
I just remembered it's Nasdaq. In my brain, Shopify's New York, so I was like, oh, we could probably see the early look, but no, because these are all the additions are Nasdaq, so we're not going to know anything until 350.
That was about a month ago. It switched over, I think. Well, we have it on our daily chart.
Well, you can see exactly when it switched on our charts because it's March 31st.
Go Nvidia.
Same thing with Palantir. So I did want to get into this long at some point and just see, because it was at the low. I'm going to buy the dip on Shop, and I forget which one it was recently that was kind of like this, where it was an expected buy, and it did the same pattern, and we just kind of bought the bottom just to see if we could get it going into 350. So I'm going to sit on the bid in front of this 30 level here, and then just try to buy it. We'll give it the stop, but I'm only adding to it if it trends up, and because there's no early look, you got to wait till 350. So it's like 40 minutes of waiting around to see if it's even going to be a big buy imbalance, and you wouldn't want it to break the low of the day in that case anyway. So I'm just going to get on the bid here. We'll see what happens in Shop. You know, the one thing that's crazy about this on Shopify.
On Nvidia. So I got out just before you go about Shop. Well, you can.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I got to pull up a different chart.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, so you just mentioned Tesla there. I'm sort of glad you did because I was watching it the same way, and it's like I was waiting for 349. It's going to kill me if. Okay, come on, Nvidia's there right now. All right, I'm going to take out 10% there at 41s. I was waiting for 45s, but why not just take 41s? There's the move up. Come on. There's the move up now. Don't tell me you're going to stop here for Nvidia. See, it's not going meme crazy. Normally, you'll just take this out. Like it shouldn't be thinking about it right now. 162 million shares. All right. I just punched out. All right, so there it is. So we punched out at 39s there instead of 40s. We're still waiting that 41. All right, I just want to say Tesla, same way. It's coming up here, banging its head against 348. It just fell down, but it doesn't matter. It's only 20 cents. You can basically get whatever price you want in this area. It's just going up and down, up and down, up and down. But we need to take advantage of that and get another piece out. We just have one really small piece left from the bottom here. Tesla is right now, well, Nvidia is now P&L number one, but Tesla's going to be a good one for me today for sure. And that didn't look like that, Neil. And I know I know you didn't reload it, but this was a tough trade early and fine to lose on it. The 350 break I thought was really going to moon. I actually tweeted that out earlier that I really like the 350 break. It's on here as well. We traded it live. I thought we'd, yes, sir. I'm sorry I told you guys like you might not want to buy 0-day options. I don't know how much you just would have made if you had this trade, but I'm going to get some. Yes, sir, go through 50. Come on, my guy. This is definitely going to be a nice sort of end of day cap off here for the market.
He's taking the highs right now.
Yeah, you know what? That's why when I was looking at this, I was like, I'm just going to hold on to Nvidia. Like every major index right now is up and to the right. And we've talked about this being a bull market. A couple days ago, I wrote down I thought it was heavy. Today, we only have longs. Nvidia long, SMCI long, Tesla long, TQs long. 4 for 4 on the longs. We're at the high of the day. We should be green today, and we are. So that's going to be a good one here as we start to really rock it up now on NVDA. Let's go. I'm not going to be that stubborn. This is 90s, 80s. So if we can get into the 80s right now, I still have I basically got out of nothing there. So we still have a good level. Well, whatever, I told you we got it at 10%. So we'll see if we can get another, let's get a little bit more if we can on the upside if it continues to go. And I'm just talking about 10% of what we have left. We had about 50% of what we had left there. So we're just getting out slowly as we continue to climb higher. So Tesla may give us that. I'm here for a 350 break at this point. So let's see if we get higher, man, into the end of the day close here for Tesla. I wonder if it's worth the break again. Is it worth even taking this break of 349 on Tesla right now? It may just as well be worth it. So nice little move here for the end of the day as we continue to go up right now higher than ever.
This was 4 minutes ago.
What?
Elon Musk. Boom. He literally just posted what Tesla is right now. That's it. A few minutes ago. So
he should have posted the clip that I said everyone to buy at 231.
Well, what he should have done is remember the day when he said Tesla was it's probably overvalued. And then
there's a Saudi.
Were we on YouTube? We were definitely live. I don't remember.
Oh yeah. We were.
It was live. YouTube. I remember it because it was wild. It was like,
he said he had a bought deal for them at 420.
Yeah, that was
Saudis.
Nice. But like when he said it was overvalued, it was free money to just go short. But
you're talking about that one.
Yeah, but if he had just said it's undervalued, maybe it would go up. I have no idea. But that's what just happened. There was something else I was going to say. just very quickly, just to finish the thought, I had to pull up a daily chart. The only concern I would have with Shopify is it's at a liquidity zone and a resistance level, which when it's getting added and there's not a lot of more room for it to go unless it breaks out the high, I think you temper your expectations on what kind of move you can get. I want HIMS in front of 63. That's where it rejected this morning. Double top at 63. So that's what we're holding on for. There was something else I was going to get to. Nvidia did hit 50s. I had it out there as well. And my next one's going to be in front of 136. Shop, well, you saw the market go up. Remember how I told you in my brain Shopify is a Nasdaq stock? Well, I just did it again. So anyways, that's what happened on Shopify when the market just made that run to the top. I'm not chasing this move just because there's supposed to be a buy imbalance at the end of the day. So I'm just going to maybe wait for the next available dip. That's not a move that you want to chase. I feel as if it comes out the wrong way, you're going to get burned extra because there's some early buying. And that's sort of the idea. You want to try to get in, and then if you have an entry that you might normally take, and then you can ride it into an imbalance which might come out in your favor, like, why not take the shot? It gives you two reasons to like the trade. But we didn't get it, so it doesn't really matter. Coreweave bargain. Oh, that must be a Fibonacci level. Someone in the chat just said 168. You're talking about some sort of a Fibonacci level, which it depends on how you're drawing it, I suppose, which is the issue I have.
Don't you just do it from the bottom?
Usually. All right, so Nvidia is starting to come back in. Maybe one more chance at 135. I also want Shopify to come back. So if the market pulls back here, Shopify's not pulling, but if the market pulls back, I still want Shopify maybe off of these prior lows at 111.50. just to try to nibble into something before we get too close to 350. And at that point, it just turns into a wait for 350 or trade. And then you either do it or don't do it, which is fine. I kind of like that binary action, right? Like if it's not a big imbalance, then you can sit on your hands instead of just trying to guess.
Yeah, no, so we, you know, this is why I say sometimes it's tough to sort of trade like us. But, you know, we got some out there at 60s, and I got some more out once it broke back down through 50. So more out on Nvidia. We're still in it, but I have about a third left of the total position. So we got out of a little bit more than half of what we were talking about right there as it came right back into this level again. So yeah, I'm still going to reload it here, but I'm not really feeling super great. Like that might have been the move right there. And the reason why, let's look at the Nasdaq. We could, I mean, look, everything is ifs and buts. I mean, I wish we knew where this market was going exactly, but we've already so 2 days ago, we came up in here into 521 for the Qs, right? And we faded off of that in the rest of the afternoon. Then this morning, we got right back to that level again and then faded off of it right here. So we just became pretty close there with the Qs. That level is in and around 521, so there could be a little bit of a pullback right now. So let me just call up the Nasdaq on our exchange. I know I always look at the TQs, so I don't know the prices exactly on here, but there's 521 and change. So again, like if we go back, this has been a turning point now for basically 3 straight, like it's a third top right now. So yeah, no surprise here why potentially it's turning around. There it is, here it is again. We could be in for a little bit of a turnaround. I don't think it's anything to be like, oh my God, the sky is falling type of stuff, but we'll wait to see if there is as Neil said, maybe gives us the opportunity to reload this thing. Wow. All right, that came way in. I'm still waiting at this exact same price, man. Actually, I'm at 04s for some reason. 135.04. I'm not going to reload it until we get down to there, but that's a nice little drop in Nvidia, which is kind of surprising. I mean, I saw that's why
literally
people
at the high of the day
talking about Coreweave and saying like Nvidia owns this name. So surprised that it's pulling back that dramatically, despite
7% they own.
Yes, despite it only pulling there. So, all right, let's go Nvidia. You just pull back a little bit. I'll take an opportunity to get some more out here at 26. And again, this is the kind of just different style of trading. I'm going to try to scalp it out as much as we can here. But look, it is on a downward trend right now for Nvidia. So, yeah, we'll wait for that. Shopify is getting up.
Added.
So is Coinbase. So Coinbase right now dropping up, still up 7%, right?
That's better. I like
yeah, right into VWAP. But at least this gives you, there we go. Oh, we missed that. Oh, we're at 26s on Nvidia. Okay. Anyways, yeah, right there, missed opportunity maybe at 260, but it's still coming in for Coinbase. So this could be a good little buy opportunity as well. We'll look to see for an addition into the S&P 500. So once 350 hits, we will get the imbalances. So that's still a ways away. This will all light up into here, and it should show us a buy for Coinbase. If it shows a sell for Coinbase, this thing will absolutely tank.
Oh, goodness.
So it's not really worth being in it ahead of time unless you have
You have to use a stop order.
A definite stop order and some kind of a strategy on what you're doing there. Because if it comes a buy and you're in, then whoop, it's going to rip. That's that Tesla trade that we talked about where I was kind of just like averaging into it all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. And Tesla went down like $60. I think it was like a $600 name at that time when it got added to the Nasdaq. And then all of a sudden it came, and this number was like 80 million shares or something like that.
We had a guy who was...
And then you went like 80 million shares times $600 or whatever it was. Like the notional on that was like $1 trillion or something of money being added to Tesla because everyone had to buy it into the index.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but was there not somebody on the floor who, when it did that crazy move down, it was like, if it came out of sell, it's over.
Right.
And then when it came out of buy, it was like, best trade of the month. That was the risk of being in it early. But at the same time...
That's why I don't like those closing trades.
But the difference was... But here's the thing. If you had just waited until it was a gigantic buy and then punched long, it was huge. It was binary. It was much better to have just said, look how gigantic it is. I'm going to just get in now at 350 and 1 second. And if you did that, it was like free money. But everyone trying to get cute buying that crazy dip in the final hour...
Right.
Like a lot of people were like, well, it better come out of buy now because I'm just sitting there and your clock, not me, but your clock could have been on. Just very quickly, HIMS did get to 63 and it's a little bit of a curl. So this is where the resistance was before. We said we'd get out if it tagged the 63 level. We got 89s out and it looks like it is pulling back in. So I wanted to make sure we rang the register there. And you've got to be kidding me, UNH. That's not possible. It wants 300 today. Apparently UNH is going to get to 300 and it's going to get there today. It doesn't look like much of anything on the daily chart, but this is much needed for the stock. The relief rally is 100% on. I think this looks pretty bullish. I'm 99% convinced that I don't know, I'm ho-humming whether I should just be buying. No, I'm going to follow my rule. I'm going to buy it next week. As long as it still looks good, I want to buy it next week and not here today at the high. Because you never really know. Like you could gap, you could have news over the weekend or something happens over the weekend and you're gapping back underneath the 280 level. That to me matters a lot. So I want to be keyed in on that 280. It's clearly going to close above, but on the weekly, I'd like to see it also open as well. Kids Wedge, can I take a look? Random Oddities, another fantastic name in the chat, by the way. The creativity of the name, I mean, it probably doesn't get your question answered any better, but can't hurt. Can't hurt at all. Yeah, good looking bull flag. The problem with this, see, here's what's weird about kids. And immediately, this is the thing that kind of gets me. 10 million shares in volume and a $3 stock with a 3-cent spread, and none of this liquidity looks like a 10 million share stock. It's this cheap. Like, why isn't it a 1-penny spread? Why isn't there any size on the bid and the offer? Like, just, and then look at this. Do you see anything but D prints going off? They're all dark pool prints. So that tells you something. Pretty much everything you see is going off in the dark. So as a day trader, it's not that you wouldn't trade it. It's just it's a little different for me. Like you'd rather be in something where you get in and you can scale it because you don't have to sit there using dark orders as well. So yeah, it could be good off the volume weighted average price here, but those are always a little bit trickier to trade. Some traders are cool with it. I'm not a huge fan for myself, and we'll not do any of the. I know Sharif was having fun with the puns that were available when talking about kids, but I'll leave those alone. It's a stock. It's a symbol. I don't remember what it is that they do. But yeah, it looks like a pretty good one here. I'm not even sure what the story is on kids. Just remember, it's already rinsed people that bought in and decided to hold. Anytime I see this kind of a setup, I'm usually thinking, okay, you're day trading it. And if you're swinging it, you're thinking about a couple of days at best and not anything longer than that. Because clearly, this is rinsing anybody that tries to chase the move past a couple of days. So yeah, you get one good day in here. Maybe you get a continuation on Monday, but asking for much more than that would be ignoring what this normally has done to people. I like the fact it's up 42% because that's my favorite number. For obvious reasons, I like baseball. Which, by the way, the first practice was awesome.
Hold on, I left my earpiece over there.
My daughter's team had the first practice. I'm an assistant coach because hard for me to get there on time. I want them relying on me, and the head coach couldn't make it. But we have a bunch of parents that were helping out, which was fantastic, and the kids were all great. It's always good when you get an enthusiastic team and everyone's like positive attitude. And there's a couple of kids that they really take to teaching, which is so super cool when you're only like 7 or 8 years old. So I had a lot of fun last night. We're gonna have a good team. We're the Angels this year.
Oh yeah, in T-ball I know it's not really T-ball, but it sort of is.
It's that mix. It's
T-ball,
half T-ball, half coach pitch. So
yeah, one of my kids was Mariners and one of my kids was Dodgers.
Ooh.
That's funny. Now we're Red Sox, so even worse. Right there, Dodgers.
Who are the Dodgers?
Yeah, we've only been big teams. The Mariners obviously a smaller cap market team.
I like the Mariners, man. Ichiro,
I like the Mariners, yeah.
The kid.
Yeah, I mean Ken Griffey is.
I mean the kid. Y'all didn't know Ken Griffey.
Big unit there. Randy Johnson was crushing it over there.
I like the Mariners. Man. Edgar Martinez. Johnny O played for them for a few years.
Jamie Moyer.
Yo. You know you're legit if dudes in my men's league could throw harder than Jamie Moyer and he's getting people out in the bigs. That's I have so much respect for that.
Epic year.
You don't know how, it's 83 is pretty easy to hit.
I was debating going long here on Bitcoin. A little bit of a pullback here. I was just trying to check on iBit. We're not quite there yet. This 58.80 is lining up right now. Again, I don't mind. Like sometimes some of these lines, like this is a 5-minute chart. This is the 200 period moving average. So I do like to use it. And if we zoom back out a little bit, you'll see, zoom back out, not in my charts. Right there, come on, build. Okay, so I was just gonna say, just to see, like, if you notice, this is the 200 period moving average. It does work great when you're on sort of an uptrend. So like right now, it might be a support thing, but like right into here, it hasn't really been trading that great. Maybe I changed my mind a little bit on that. It was more that it just came into this day's low again, right there on IBIT is what we were looking for. So just thinking that, hey, if we come into that low of the day again for IBIT, so all this action was yesterday. So my chart sort of just started here at 7:30. So we're right at the pre-market lows right now for Bitcoin, for IBIT. And yeah, this little, like, I don't know what was up with this. Whoops. So we just came back into that level and then stayed there for probably a second and then just got right back up. So I don't know if that was a market related thing or a Bitcoin thing. 1040 this morning. Did the market find a bottom or so at 1040? So I got to go over here to 940. Yeah. So there it is right there. So that was very, very much market related. So not that Bitcoin found a bottom there or anything like that. The market had bounced. So maybe that's not as appealing to me anymore, but that was a good level right into there from 1040. So if you're looking to get long Bitcoin, or at least get out of it, if you're still in it, that would be the breaker. But if you're still in it, then you know your positioning and you don't need to worry about it. But that could be a good level there for IBIT, just to have a quick look at that level. All right, Broadcom is a name that we haven't talked about at all today, but another name that, you know, has been great and just one of those other chip names other than Nvidia and AMD that has really had a great move right back up into some highs. Now, it's not going to be at its all-time highs. It looks like Nvidia a little bit, but yeah, we had that split. But there it is right there. You are moments away. Remember, AMD's all-time high is 240 or something like that, and AMD's at 118. So AMD is still half away from back to their all-time highs. Broadcom is a sneeze away at 255. So if we can get up to that level, that would be great. And we're just kind of figuring it out. It kind of looks like Nvidia with that huge bump up there. So watch out for Broadcom in the next couple of weeks. I think they definitely have a good opportunity to go.
I think Marvell's got the most room to run.
Well, Marvell was a pick that I was making before. I never wound up getting into it, but I don't know if I like the chip names too much. I did, other than the big ones, but I do like Marvell. Hold on a second. When did they report? They already reported. So yeah, so they're already done. So okay, so just a bunch of unconfirmed dates right now. Yeah, they were Q2 confirmed right there. June. Well, that would be June. So I guess maybe they already have. But May, June 5th.
Hold on a second.
So I don't know. There's Broadcom. Its last report they're showing right here was January, February, March 6th.
So we haven't got them yet.
May 6th. Wait a second. That's the third month. Is it month, year, date? What is this here? But yeah, no, we probably have got it right here. Source. Q2. Yeah, we're waiting for Q2. So.
Yeah, June 5th is next.
Yeah, June 5th is the next one. So we're coming up. Okay, so maybe Broadcom does have some stories to tell. So watch out for Broadcom, man. Just a week after Nvidia. So Nvidia is May 28th or so. So Broadcom June 6th or June 5th. So right after that goes Broadcom. So that could be another one of those names. So good outs, obviously, on Nvidia, and we just took another one just right now as well. If you, that's right there at the 50 period, 26. So let's see if we get higher here on NVDA. What other names, guys? Costco. Oh, what's up, Cristobal? Just looked up and saw that name, so we'll have a look in here. Look, man, Costco is a name that I own, don't really trade. I don't get in and out of this name in my own account. I really should have bought this dip here again, but it's just so tough to do that when we were worried about all that tariff nonsense, and that's not even the tariff drop. This is the tariff drop. It didn't even drop really. It went from 950 to 930, 910, sorry, there on the tariff. But there's the move back in on Costco. I guess that was earnings, but I really, Cristobal, honestly, this name, the fact that every time I seem to go to Costco, although my wife pretty much is the one going, it's always packed. I really like the fact that they can control their supply chain. You know, many of their products are U.S. products, and then the ones that do come from China, they're coming in bulk. So you're already getting such great deals. They really do hold a lot of the answer in their membership fees. They collect billions of dollars from memberships every single year, and those memberships, I don't ever remember reading a report that those are in decline or anything like that. So as more and more people are looking for value, I think Costco continues to win. And I mean, off that 200 period, I would stay long and strong on Costco. I know it has like a 50 or so PE on it, which is a problem.
Well, Walmart's expensive too.
Right, I need to look at the historical for Costco because, I need to find a way to find that. But like this PE right here, that's the only problem holding it back. Yeah, so we nail that. That is what it's at. Right there at 50. So a little bit of an expensive forward PE there, but again, I think historically it's probably okay. There is the industry average, and if we call up a stock like a Walmart, probably a little bit lower than Costco. Again, people like, people like to pay up for that membership, the guaranteed. It's like Google and Apple there, right? Like Apple gets $20 billion a year for installing Chrome and using that on their iOS. So anyways, yeah, I like Costco. I think I like it better than Walmart just for that factor, but to each their own. Good question there on Costco. I still think it works and would love to dip buy on Costco. But I'm still in that name, and I've never really sold any of that. I like it. It's one of the only retail names that I'm in. I'm not in Walmart, which is...
Amazon counts.
Amazon, yes, but...
I was listening to.
I mean, Amazon, I don't...
Okay,
really,
I found it. There's a lot of ads on this site. I don't know why I don't have ad block on this, for whatever reason. It doesn't really matter. So this is Costco. So it is a little bit high historically to its for its historical PE there. Like you are trading way at the top of the range. But I would venture... I'm just going to do this here. I'm doing it live, and I'm not, like, this website, we're not sponsored by them or anything. It's just one of the only ones that I know that is free. Like, you just saw me type in Walmart. Do I have to literally type Walmart? I can't do WMT. Apparently, that is how it goes. I can pick any one, and then I think you go to price ratios here. Shout out to you guys. You're getting free advertising. And... yeah, their PE, so it's a little more expensive historically because like right now Costco's at the highs. Walmart's off of its highs. Like it's been up in the 50s before and it's been up at the 51s, but it's still pretty expensive. Like Walmart, when that sucker gets in like anywhere near the 20s, under 30, that's when you want to be buying it recently. So like that's why like I've been a little bit patient. I've only bought a third of what I want to buy for the year on Walmart because I've been, like everybody else, waiting for things to adjust down more, and it might not happen. But yeah, I think it's a solid metric that you probably care more about for, like when you're buying older, more established companies for your long term, I suppose. Because when you're thinking about like growth, like big time growthier names, you might not care too much about something like that. But historical PE can be useful when you're getting a good value to buy something that you like. Like when would I want to get back into, I don't know, like Caterpillar, I might look at a historical PE. I already still own it, I just when I buy more. So apparently Hims wants to go to the high of the day. We're already out, and it's about to take out that high. It's already 330 or almost 330. And Hims looking pretty good. The squeeze is definitely ongoing. Like when the pullbacks are this muted, like you can go pull back 10% when it's a triple up in the last month and change. I'd say that's pretty good. Maybe this is just the last month on him. So pretty strong power move for him. I don't know if you can get through 65 because it's Friday, or so if it breaks this high, you have a limited amount of room to run. But I do want to start checking out. We've already looked at Shopify, Coinbase. The coin is just holding on to VWAP. I think remember, it's supposed to be, it is being added to the index, to the Nasdaq. This, along with Shopify, are going in. We're expecting some strength. So I want to be watching these two very closely. If I start to see it like trending only green candles in the 3-minute before 350, I might take some kind of a shot to jump in with a tight stop. Otherwise, maybe look for some kind of technical entry. Like if it just starts holding 61 even, then that would allow you a free roll, because then you could maybe get long, throw a stop. And in this particular case, I'd put my stop above 61, barely, so that if it runs it on the imbalance on a sell imbalance, you're out before it takes out the obvious level, because you don't want to be stuck in the liquidity vacuum at 350 if it comes out the wrong way. Like that's one thing that I would do. Like most times, if you're long in front of here, if I was long here going into the imbalance, I might put my stop here at like 61.30 instead of underneath 61, because if it comes out of sell imbalance, I don't want to be taking the stop out that everyone else is. I want to be taking the stop out earlier so that you don't lose an extra whatever. Like could be 50 cents, could be $1. You never know, especially when the algos dropped a bit.
I haven't been hearing anything in my ear about any sort of news
just
or
restarted it.
Anything like that. So if there is anything, let me know. All right, I was going to 349.50 right there. The high is 40. We'll wait at 349.50 for Tesla. I mean, it's trying to make that run at 350. I am debating punching a 350 long in Tesla, to be honest with you, if it does come through. I'm kind of getting we talk about patience being a virtue. I'm getting a little antsy right now because the only thing we're watching is Nvidia and it's not doing too much. And we're talking about some other names. But the thing is, I don't want to push the button if there's nothing's really setting up. So I'm trying to scan around. If there's anything near the day's high that any of you guys are looking at or anything like that, let me know because, I mean, I'd love to go over it and possibly look for a trade as well. There's only a half hour left on a Friday. And I talked about it being 80 degrees here in Toronto or plus 80 degrees, like more than that.
Not this loud.
So I don't really know exactly, you know, what it's like everywhere else, but if it's anywhere, anything like what we're experiencing here, there may not be too many traders hanging around here for the close. So we'll, you know, try to take advantage of what's been happening in the market. We just got some long Nvidias down here at this price. This is what we wanted to do. I'd hate for this to drop out on us, which it looks like it's trying to do right now. And if it does, it does, man. This is the trade that we were waiting for. If it falls out there on a break of 135, it looks like it's going to do it right now, break that 135 level. There is some decent size there at 135. So here we go. Get some 9s, 10s, 11s. I'm getting some out right now because honestly, as we just said before, like I hate to be so frugal with this trade, but if there's nothing happening in the market and I can even just take 10 cents like we sort of just did there with 8 cents back up to 11s and 12s, I'm going to do that and then just forget about it and move on, right? So if we're able to get something else out here around that 9, 10 mark, let's just do it, scalp it out because I'm not sure there's a big move happening right now. And if anything, it may be lower. We talked about the Nasdaq hitting those levels. I mean, we zoomed out on the Nasdaq. We talked about the QQQs, right? So anyways, if Nvidia breaks it, 135, 134.94, I'm out. So I was just showing it. I just want to go back to this because this is what we showed. Topped out right there. Possible top out again. Coming back into the close of the day with very few catalysts today. That's why we restarted the news server there, just to see if there was anything happening. I don't hear anything. But Nvidia, sorry, there's the Qs. Nvidia is coming down, and I'm not hiding this trade. I mean, this was the trade that I talked about, and I was warning you guys, even when it went up to 50, remember? I was like, I'm getting out. And I apologize saying that, hey, maybe the Nvidia 0 days are still worth something, but there it comes right back in again. So doesn't look like it's worth anything right now. I feel like this is going to drop out. Oh, wow. All right, I'm gonna take out, let's just see if I can take out something for profit. I'm gonna offer some 05s. Okay, we got some there on BYX at 05. I'm taking another bit. I'm just emptying out a little bit for flat right now because I'm not overly confident.
Oh, you know the other thing we didn't mention?
What's that?
As of literally yesterday, the SEC fees went to zero.
Yeah, I mentioned that yesterday.
Oh, you did mention it. Okay,
yeah, but I didn't mention the price because I saw there was a change.
Why this matters to day traders is now all of a sudden, if you're active, like getting in and out a lot as a day trader, like over the course, trust me, it adds up over the course of a month. Like I was looking at the month before, and it's like it's actually going to be really good for both of us. It just puts some money back in your pocket. And if you're wondering why they're changing it, literally the way that SEC fee works, it's like based on the money they bring in. Like they're supposed to be like at zero. So you know when they cut costs and the revenues are coming in, then they can bring it down. And so just whatever it works out to, it's now zero, which is good. So for any strategies, like Luis's office probably is going to be laughing for this because they're really, really active on small cap stocks. It's great for trading. There might be a little bit more liquidity as there's more people willing to bid and ask and get in and out. I think that could be a good sign. Like it'll favor to a small percentage scalp trading a little bit more than normal. That's all. Anyways, I think it's fantastic. Good for
it's good for us.
It's always great it's good for us if you're active. It probably doesn't matter if you're on PDT. Like you'd have to be trading in and out a lot. SEC fees always charged on the sell side, like when you get out of position. But apparently nobody's getting out of HIMS because it just keeps on going and going and going and going. All right, it's 3:30 now. Remember, the early look isn't telling us the good stuff because the early look is on the New York. So right now, when you see Discover Financial, is that what DFS is? I did this before.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's Discover Financial. They're a sell. I think they're supposed to be a sell, but all the big ones are going to be on the Nasdaq, and we won't know till 350. That's Coinbase, it's SMCI. So not SMCI, Shopify, and MongoDB, which is coming out. Those will all be on the Nasdaq, and Nvidia is coming through here. I might add DFS up as well. I think it's supposed to be a deletion.
I just want to show.
And it's a sell.
I just want to show everybody something.
It's not breaking though.
Because sometimes you got to have, you can't, and this is something that I've tried to get better at, and obviously I think I am because of what I'm doing right now. And that is like when I have that opinion that maybe the market's going to go to the downside, there's no point in me just holding on to everything right now. If this goes back up, fine. I'm going to now try to hold in case we are wrong and maybe we do get a retest, even of day's high or even of this 135.50 again. It'll be still a very, very good trade to end the day. But I just took out half, honestly, half for like 7, 8, 9, up to 10 cents right now. And it's just because the Nasdaq to me looks like it wants to go a little bit lower now. So we broke, okay, well there I got some 14. So that now we're officially out of half right now. And it's just because it's 10 cents worth of risk. I'm long at 04, my out is 94. If I don't have the great opinion of this anymore, I maybe should have not even taken this long. So sometimes we sit here and take trades, and I do like it, but right there I am starting to scalp out a little bit more because you can't just put on whatever amount of shares and then look at your P&L and be like, wow, I'm going to give like everything back. And I wouldn't give everything back, but if it does break, it's a decent hit, right? So you don't want to just get hit 10 cents on the whole thing, your whole default, meanwhile just scalping out pieces on the way up. So you want to try to play at least 1-to-1. So right there, we're out of half right now. Our best price is not 1-to-1 on the half, but it's close enough. So that's the out there on Nvidia. I'm still waiting for Tesla, man. If it gets like, it just got there again to 50s, we're at 50. So we're waiting for that. If it does come back up for that, we will do it. And the reason I'm looking at these charts is because we use e-signal charting. If you want to scan that QR code below like Ozan has, then you can get 1 month free for e-signal. And it's the right way to trade. Trade smarter, trade harder, upgrade your charting platform to an elite platform. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. This has everything, infinite data. You can actually have over 500 symbols, instant trading, lightning market insights, right? Lightning fast insights. You can get those scanners going ASAP. Game-changing charts, back testing, reliable data, all real time and any market you like. It's an entitle your own platform. So it's not like you just pay, one fee for a trade ideas or whatever. You can get entitled to any market you want, pretty much worldwide. It's by ICE, that's their product. An intercontinental exchange there, not the other ICE there. And you can grab that and definitely be sponsored up by us and grab that first month free with e-signal. So execute, back test, and all of that. I'll show it on Monday, the back testing. So just I promise you to that one. I'll show you how the back testing works. I could do it live right now, but really with these imbalances coming and everything like that, I don't.
On Monday, we got to do Obi's Burger Place.
Oh yeah, that's right, because we won't have a caterer. Are you in on Monday?
It's a Canadian holiday, which means that the caterer is not going to be bringing our food, and that just means that we got to get our own food. So
like McDonald's.
Yeah, well.
No, I know they're not a McDonald's.
They're open.
Yeah, it's just a mom. It's not a franchise.
Some of those close on the holiday.
Anyways, great idea. That's what we're doing on Monday. Oh, I spoke to Marissa.
If not, we can pivot to cannolis.
They won't be open on Monday.
I know, I'm messing with you.
I spoke to Marissa on my walk, and I go, "What's for dinner?" Oh. Burgers. So right there, I told her I just had this discussion.
I mean, you said she was watching the show, though.
No. Oh yeah, but not at that time. That was past 11 o'clock. No. She was watching in the morning. No, it was not cheap. Remember I told you we hadn't had burgers in a minute, and then the Chilean Nightmare over there was like, "Yo, burgers," and I was like, "Burgers," and then if I say it one more time, it's burgers. So there it is, but we do have to hit a fail right there because we're flush.
Yeah, well, that's for the burgers.
Yeah, and then we're flushing down because, So Nvidia, I feel real good about this Nvidia trade because it finally worked. Something that I actually talked about, hopefully made sense to everybody, made sense to me, and that is that we thought about a negative move down in the market there. We talked about that right there. We showed you the longer time frame chart. And then we told you that I was getting out of Nvidia. We actually took that opportunity again and got another piece as we were talking right there. So 2 pieces out at 14. You saw me do it live. And then there's the break of 94. Looks like we might have even got a little bit better there, but it looks like we probably got 94, 95 halves or something like that. So 94 halves. Nice trade there. Glad it worked out for us. Now, if it rips back up, I'm not going to be one of those guys like I normally do. Oh my God, I can't believe that just happened. That was the plan of action. It was really calm, really collected, and we got out of Nvidia. So, all right, That was that trade. Check back in on Shopify, and then I'll throw it back over in case you have something going on.
Chilling.
Yeah, so that's too bad because we had bought Shopify right there at 110.50. It's virtually where it is right now. We are waiting for those imbalances to strike, and when they do, we should be able to see some action on Coinbase and on MongoDB and on Shopify. I just talked about it. All of those are supposed to be, MongoDB is a deletion, Shopify. Shopify is the Russell, though, I thought it was. That's what our note was. It's replacing with MongoDB, but I'll have to double check that. Maybe it was the Nasdaq. So anyways, this is what's looking like right now. These are all early looks. So at 350, they'll populate, and we should be able to see some action there on Shopify.
Yeah, and remember, we always have to say this. Just because I'm not still in Nvidia, by the way. Actually, I should hit refresh. We've had issues today. So
yeah, you hit refresh. It probably clears it
up. Maybe it'll clear it up, but I'm not still in it. I got it when it broke 96, I believe. I think I got a 95. It doesn't really matter. But just remember, just because something is an addition or deletion doesn't mean it's going to come out the right direction. And the reason I say that is when we tell that Tesla story that it worked out, that people would YOLO into it before 350, it was gigantic for people that did. But you got to look at it the other way. Had it come the wrong direction, it would have been abject disaster for people as well. So I have all those names up. I have Shopify, Discover, and Coin I'm going to look at. Maybe Mongo, I'll flip that on another level too. So I'm going to be looking at them, but I want them to come out in the right direction. If it comes out the wrong direction, my hands will be off and I will do nothing unless, of course, I see it change to the direction that you're expecting. So if it's supposed to be an addition, I want to see buy and balance. It's pretty simple. If it's supposed to be deletion, I want to see a sell imbalance. It's very, very simple when it comes to that. Dexter Smith, I love the way you think, but that's not going to happen. Will Netflix make $1,200 next week? No, I'm not. It absolutely could. I'm only saying that because I sold some Netflix. I hope it does too. But I said I was trimming 10% this week, right? So I ended up selling. I don't know what price I got. It was sometime after 11 o'clock, so I don't know. I probably got in here somewhere. But I said I was going to take out like 10%. It's been a good run. I'm like, what am I trimming right now? And I decided this is one that I wanted to trim. Well, I hit refresh and it says I'm not in. So okay, we're good to go. We have 10 minutes to go to the imbalances. The only one worth looking at early is if I see DFS, which is supposed to be, I'm pretty sure it's a delete, not a down weight. Discover Financial. Either way, it's supposed to be big. It's a deletion from, there it is. I have it right here.
Find that? Okay.
Right here. So Discover Financials, it's DFS, net flow expected, S&P, Russell, FTSE, MSCI. MSCI I thought wasn't until the end of next month. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It's supposed to be a boatload of shares to sell, 60 million. So if it's supposed to be that big, and I already see it coming up pretty small, where'd it go? And there you go. It's not there anymore. So I wanted to see it grow from that 2.5 to larger. Well, because that's not happening, it's now gone actually. Then I will not be taking any early look on DFS. See, that's a useful nature. I don't want to get in early if it's going from 2.5 to sell to not even on the board anymore. That sucks.
All right. I still have Shopify up was what we're looking at. So let me know here. I'm going to look at the chat to see what anybody's doing. But you know, one important thing that we could do right now is roll call. Let's just see quickly who's still here. I mean, it's a Friday. It's a long weekend here in Canada. We have our version of Memorial Day called Victoria Day. And of course, next week is Monday's off for us, the 26th, I think it is. Whatever it is, that would be for Memorial Day. So I just want to say hi to everybody. Oh, Go Cubs Go is here. Hey, man, the Cubs having a good year, right? Right there, so shout out to that. The Piper says yawn. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tiring market, that's for sure. What's up, Piper? What's up to Grey Worm? What's up, Big Worm? What's up to
Big Perm?
Yeah, Big Perm, Big Worm right there. What's up to Tia? How's it going, Tia? I see you all the time. What's up, a Butter Biscuit Head? What's up? We always see you. Derek Thompson, nephew with a capital LP, right there with the capital P. Of course, I'll see anybody in green. There are members. What's up, Dinkelberg as well. K Hoddle, Ken, I'll see everybody. Dave is here as well. Superman, He-Man is here as well. Bristol's in the building. What's up, Blue Eyes Samurai? Thanks for staying late with us, everybody. Indecisive Candle. Yeah, I hate those candles. What's up, Mike DeRider's here as well. Jam Loki, Anthony G. Sebastian's here. Gorev is there. What's up, Gorev? He's still here. He says, hey, what's up, Gorev? Your man is gone, though. Joe. I don't know if he's coming back for the close. I don't think so. What's up to Blue-Eyed Samurai? What's up to Jonathan? That's right, his dog has a training class today. That's Sharif's 4th baby mama is still here. Oh no, don't say you. Oh no, don't tell this to Sharif. Sharif's 4th baby mama says, "Love you, Sean." Do not, Sharif. That's not me, man. Right there. What's up, David?
Well, if you're number
There's
4.
David right there with the 5 super chats or 5 super gift memberships. Thank you so much for that one. Basically a super chat. So we want to thank everybody for that one and waved everybody. What's up, Chad H, and everybody else as well. So yeah, that's it, man. Go Leafs, go. Yes, you are right, Pepper Potts. Right there, we're hoping for that, and I'm just excited that for the first time, my kid has Dungeons and Dragons again tonight. So he's going to that. So by the time I get home, I'll probably take the old dog for a little bit of a walk there, then get all locked and loaded, get those burgers ready. But it's an 8 o'clock game.
So
she'll probably stay up.
You gotta let him stay up.
That's not even that late. Oh no, well my 13-year-old stays up till 11, 12.
I meant G.
Yeah, she's up until like 10 o'clock even on school nights, pretty much.
It's game 6, man.
Oh well, yeah. I don't have to. We have to put her. Yeah, she'll.
That's different.
Of course, she'll watch it.
Hey, what's hilarious is the only point, like when I'm watching it on my phone, like at the end of the game when Aaron's supposed to be going to sleep, he's like, "Well, how are they doing?" And she'll only want to watch the end if they're winning.
Yeah, I know.
Like, really? That's my
Let's hope
my
we don't have that problem today.
Well, I think we're good, man. I think
if we're gonna win, it's gonna be like a 2-1 or 3-1 nail biter.
And I think when this happens, you get your back against the wall and you make it work. I think you need that in any time you're making a deep run, right? Like if you're gonna have to face that moment anyways to win the cup.
We were up 2-0.
It might as well be here.
We've already ended it.
Well, of course we should have ended it.
Right. All right. So, still waiting for Shopify with only 4 minutes left. We'll see if there's any sort of unique movements here as we wait for these 2 names that should have some kind of an imbalance that we're interested in. There goes Coinbase already out of nowhere. Notice the future's not doing anything. Notice Coinbase doing things. So that's going to be, again, on watch 100% for those imbalances, right? So look at how good that looks. Forget about, here, just zoom out. Forget about that. This is VWAP. If you don't have VWAP, and I remember telling Indira, she had came here and was just starting to trade and everything like that. And I think we were on the recap show or whatever. I don't remember what it was. It was one of her first days. And I said, just forget about everything anybody's telling you. Just use VWAP for now as a guide. And that today on Coinbase has been huge. We just bounced off of it twice for no reason there. Nice move back up to the upside right here. So there we go. I hear the news guy in my ear right now. That means that there was absolutely nothing all afternoon.
That's crazy.
Are there any Canadians that don't watch hockey? Yes, lots. It's not even our national sport, man. Our national sport is lacrosse. So, there's lots of Canadians that don't watch hockey, right? Like we can ask Chilean Nightmare over there. But no, I think it's a pretty popular thing here in Canada.
We got a super chat that we missed here.
Oh, we did?
Sorry to Randy Hudson. We have 3 minutes till the imbalances come out. So, of course, we got plenty of time. Hit the like. It seems 7:59 has become a huge level for Lily. On resistance, you mean? Yes. I want to break out to 8:15 and looking for that next week. Thoughts? I think everybody does. I like it underneath 730 for like the long-term dip buys, but for a trade, like to me, like I bought it once down in here and then sold it once, and I sold it twice and bought it once between the 700 to the 920 area. But I think for the local trade, that's absolutely what you're looking for. Like no questions asked. You want to? I would venture it's probably closer to like the 60s. That you needed to break out, and then you're looking for retracement back into this level here. Eli Lilly has been incredibly respectful of this little daily bull. I'm waiting for this chart to actually load up here. There you go. Very respectful of this little long-winded bull flag that it's been in, and 700 is held. But the other side of it is, 950 is held as well, and recently 900. It's slightly declining highs, very slightly declining highs into a flat bottom. Kind of similar to that Bitcoin top. At 74,000, where it was there forever and it was slightly declining highs. But you know what? I actually think that makes the breakout even better. Because when you get the downward sloping, when it makes the breakout, you're breaking out underneath the high. So you'll get the break, if it continues this trend, you get the breakout underneath the high. It's not as big as Bitcoin, however. So anyways, that's just I think it's good. I love Eli Lilly. It's up 3% today, and we got 1 minute to go. Hopefully we get something. It's always disappointing. Like Palantir I think that kind of lived up to the billing. Of course, Tesla did. But there was something else that recently got at it, and we were just like, oh, that was a nothing burger. I think it was Uber.
I think it was DoorDash.
Was it Dash or Uber? I don't think Uber did much either, though. Anyways, we'll see. We'll see. We got about a minute.
Of course, Nvidia is going back to the upside right now. All right, so I'm just going to watch Coinbase. I may just punch long. Shout out to Jarhead, man. I remember when you were on the show. I want to redo that. Guest traders. Thank you so much, Jarhead. I mean, you are 100% right. You are one of our original guest traders right now. Thank you for all your service, of course, as well. Just want to say, love you boys. Biggest week ever. Thank you so much for all that you've done for my trading career in the last 4, 5, potentially 6 years. Forgot how long it's been. So yeah, cheers to you. Awesome week. And hit the sirens up for that. You know, best week, biggest week ever. I mean, that's great. Like we like to see that. Thanks, Jarhead, for the super chat. And yeah, man, congrats. And glad that, you know, some of the stuff that we talk about makes some kind of sense every once in a while. All right, here we go. Coinbase 3, 2, and 1. Let's see what happens right now. Wow, it just shot up $3. It must be a
$5 million to buy.
5 million. There goes Coinbase. I actually have a buy of 266. Does not have long right now. There it goes. Coinbase is gone. It's a 5 million share ad. I mean, welcome to the jungle right there, man. We gave this trade. I was like, why is it tipping up? Why is it tipping up right there? Does anybody have an imbalance for us that we can read before this actually happens? Because I could have just made thousands and thousands of dollars there if we knew about that. Well, we all could have. There's Shopify, goes the other way, but no, it's still going upside. We think Shopify is an ad today. That is doing that. All right, Tesla's a 1.5 million share buy right now as well. I don't see DFS on here. Is it? Okay, so look what's happening to Coinbase. Do not get FOMO. Attention, please. This name could start to go lower right now. It's gone, right? So those imbalances are now gone. Not gone. It was 5 million. Now it's 3.6. So there's the bid up there when everybody realizes what that imbalance is. And now it's coming back in. You're going to want to pay attention. I'll keep this on my screen right here. But if this changes and gets larger, then, oh, that's fun. Nice. No one can see that. Oh, this camera? There it is.
Oh.
But who's me
that?
And Randy.
How is that Randy?
Oh, that's fun.
Can you?
I want to do more of that. I
didn't get a very good look. I didn't get a good look at that. That one I love the bear and bull.
We had the walk and talk yesterday. Thanks, Ramin, for some suggestions on that one as well. If she's nice enough to me, maybe we'll go and do some more walk, talk, and stalk.
Maybe shop
outside, and we'll have some fun doing that. I mean, it seems like that was really super popular, so we can do some of that. I don't mind it, but I don't like going up to people and like, hey, like, do you mind going on our socials? I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind doing that, but it'll be fun anyways. We'll have some fun doing that. So, all right, there goes Coinbase just as an attention getter. It just moved all the way up there. So that trade might be over. So now you're waiting to see what happens as we get closer and closer to 4 o'clock. Because if this number stays, then you're going to get another big rip. Because this level 2 can't hold 4 million shares. If you market, basically this is like a market order at the end of the day. So right now it's already done 24 million shares, like 19 million plus 3. So you're looking at 22, 23, 24 million shares. We've already accounted for, here, I'll just pull this up. It's already accounted for 19 million of those shares, meaning there was a 24 million buy, but there's already been enough to offset that.
Yeah.
So if that offset remains and there's nobody else to take that, then this 3 million shares will rocket this thing up, and it could happen as soon as 355. But when 355 is the next major pairing, so this thing will update real time. You're seeing it changing right now. That's just little people like me, Neil, whatever, throwing in like a 500 shares, whatever, into the exchange to pair this off. But at 355, you'll get more big money coming in, and we'll change that. You see, it's already down here. I'll just keep it highlighted. It's already down to 2.87 million shares. So I expect Coinbase to make a turn. There it is. Now, see, more came.
It's gone.
More just came. It just went up.
It went up? Oh, I saw. Okay,
it was 287 to 35, 3335. But okay, go ahead. Yeah.
No, Shopify is looking a little bit disappointing because ideally, when it's a sell imbalance, you'd want it to be trading down, and then at the last second it flips to a buy, and then you can punch long. But it's already going up in anticipation that it's going to pair off and then go into a buy. So that's a little bit disappointing.
I want to make a trade
for Shop. I still have all of them up. The other play you could have made is apparently you could have just shorted DFS. The deletion, that was actually really good. Like it popped up on when the imbalances came out, and now to the downside. So that was an opportunity. It's a smaller one. You probably never would have made as much money because there's not the kind of liquidity on DFS. But you know what? When we talk about these types of trades or any others, every trader understands that if you want to grow, you got to risk more. But that's how it used to be, according to our good friends at Trade Pool. They're going to change it. And that's by you paying a one-time evaluation fee starting at $47, and then that's your total risk. You get a real shot at trading with up to $200,000 in company capital. No need for large deposit, and you don't need years of experience. So it can help. This is a limited risk trading platform built for any trader who wants to grow without putting everything on the line. Just some small skin in the game, and you're ready to trade with real capital. Scan the QR code you see in front of you to get 10% off and start your journey. Also link in the description.
So Shopify turned to a bid.
So it flipped the other way. That's not what you, I mean.
Coinbase.
Look at Shop now. You just said it flipped to a bid and it just tanked.
Dude, Coinbase, no, I think it flipped again. Things are just, I don't even see Coinbase.
I don't see either one of them.
Yeah. So I had a buy of 370 ready to go for, don't worry about the shares, but I almost, like, if that would have came, I was hoping for it to just, I was like, I had like a little bit of a flash. I was like, maybe it comes right to the top here as a buy, and then I'm just pounding that bid, and just to give a nice little trade. Yeah. I would have bid it up, but I would have hit that offer. Yeah, pound that offer right there. But it did not show up. There's your DFS shows up as a sell, so that makes sense again as a delete. So that looks like it wants to work. Nvidia staying high side again. I'm fine getting stopped out there. We talked about that. We only wind up having a little bit less than half of our position, but still, it sucks to lose on it. Yeah, so there's Tesla. Tesla for everybody made. Just got filled on Tesla. So right there, $6 winner right there on Tesla to end the day. So pretty good move there as we were just waiting for it. Not big shares, didn't do anything to my net, but because I was already realized profit. So we'll wait to see there what happens. So I'm just waiting to see if Coinbase does rear its ugly head one more time. SMCI goes out as a buy. Let's just wait to see where Coinbase goes out at. So nice little bump up there. No surprise here that at the end of the day, we get that bump on the ad. And then the other one, of course, was Shopify.
Shopify is just falling.
Yeah, free falling. Down to their downside. So this is the risk when you are doing these kind of trades, is that, if they don't turn out the right way on the imbalance, like, you would get smoked, right? So you could have done all the research in the world about this Shopify trade, and it was fantastic at 350. Actually, that's 347.
You had to be in early.
Yeah, you had to be in early because it really only went like another 40 cents at 350, and then it just dropped about $1.
That's a risky trade. So the thing is, that's the kind of thing emboldens people to go early. But trust me, if you get in early and you don't get that run, and this happens when you're in here, nasty. That's why I don't like that. I don't like that notion of trying to take the shot in early.
I want to try Coinbase.
You need to have some kind of a tight risk. There's only about 3 minutes to go in here. I want to give it a little bit longer that we can still have some kind of a move. I still have the same, DFS, I'm not looking at that anymore. I'm really just looking at Coinbase and Shopify in case there's like a last second.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I don't want to say last second, but somewhere before like the last minute, you get some kind of a big bid shows up on the locator and you can try to punch long. So that's the only thing I'm holding out hope for. And at this point, it might be wishful thinking, to be honest with you guys here. So a bit of a disappointment, but that's how they go. You don't know which one's going to be a Tesla or a Palantir. Sometimes it ends up, kind of like this. But if you have to be ready for it and geared up on the off chance that it is a gigantic one. Because if you're not ready and locked and loaded, then you're going to be in trouble. But
I still have a bid ready to go. I'm ready to buy 268s, and just a random price. Like, I just think that if this does come up here, what my eyes are doing is waiting for here. I want to see this say coin right here, and then hopefully a B, and then I'll punch the long and then get it out at the end of on the imbalance, hopefully. So let's see what winds up happening here for that. If you are stuck after hours because maybe you've taken some of these trades, there will be a lot of liquidity after hours on this name.
Well, so you can't auction it now.
Don't hold me to that, but with my experience, there'll be a lot of liquidity. There'll be a lot of people chasing that last print. So we'll wait to see. Okay, you're out of here.
All right, I'm going up to the desk.
Yeah, okay, good. I've offered to help, but apparently you're getting Steve Tileman coming through.
Yeah, we got Steve coming through.
With Trade the Pool. Okay, good. So enjoy the weekend there. All right, so here we go. Now trying to go back to the upside rate. Now, if Coinbase shows up, I'm going to be on it. So If you want to keep watching, great for that trade. I'm not going to be in any other trades. The best thing to do right now is with what was less than 1 minute to go is just look down like I do all the time and make sure you don't have any other pending orders and that you're not like caught with a last second sort of fill that happens out of nowhere. It's funny because Shopify just showed up as a sell. Oh, and then it just paired off again. Oh man. Well, now I'm starting to feel like I don't really need to see Coinbase now because if I do see it now, I may make a bad decision. So yeah, with only 30 seconds left, I'm probably not going to get involved with it. But we'll continue to watch it in case it does show up here. There could be a big buy stepping in right at the end of the day or not. It doesn't look like it with only 20 seconds left now. All right, I can just cancel my expectation. I can't get the order long and then that order out probably in time for that. So we'll wait to see if that happens. Now we have only 10 seconds left. Now 8 seconds left. What's up, Fabian? Hope your day went well. 3, 2, 1. There it is. So where did okay, so I didn't see the print, but we just had a print right there and if we zoom in, I can probably find it here on the time and sales. There it is right there. There's a 5 million share. It looks like 266.50s or so might have been the big print there. But you can see lots of volume going through right now at the end of the day. Lots of trading going through right now. But what was that exact print? Right down there, if I squint, I can see close enough. Looks like 27 million shares or so for the last print of Coinbase. So Coinbase doubled up its daily volume in one print. It goes out at 57 million for Coinbase, doubling its volume at the end of the day on the Imbalance. So there you go. And then Shopify, let's just do the work there as well. Oh shoot, Shopify might have had a Toronto Imbalance. That was a little silly of me not to look at that. So, but okay, I don't know if it did or not. Shopify's Imbalance looks to be just 4.5 million shares. That seems a little bit light, or was it 40 million shares? This could have been 40 million shares actually on Nvidia, on Shopify at the end of the day, going out in and around 111. So again, there it goes. You can see the difference that these imbalances make every single day. There's Shopify, a big sell imbalance at the end, just triggered. So the print's already out. Congratulations to everybody that was able to make any kind of money on that imbalance there for the day. But yeah, good day overall, that's for sure. Thank you so much to everybody for watching us one more time. No real earnings tonight, I'd imagine, and if anybody's reporting on Friday night, shame on you. But yeah, have a great weekend. For everybody in Canada, happy May 2-4. We kind of call it around here, even though it's not May 2-4. It'll be May 19th would be that day. But, happy Victoria Day. And of course, after Queen Victoria, which I laugh because we don't really have too much ties anymore to that side. But yeah, happy Victoria Day to everybody. We'll be taking off Memorial Day. So we will be here on Monday, full crew, I hope, here on Monday. We'll see you guys soon. Oh, and by the way, Tesla in the after hours just broke. So there goes Tesla breaking through 350. So, what was our very first trade of the day? Tesla breaking 350. It happens again. It happens at 9:30. It happens at 4 o'clock. Tesla breaking through that 350 mark twice today, and both at the open and at the close. Should be a great one on Monday, man. If we hold this 350, man, 360, 370, 380 on Monday, watch out for Tesla. Thank you to everybody once again for watching. It's been a great day. Neil by his lonesome, but Steve will be there at Trade the Pool coming up very, very soon. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you to Michael this morning, Fabian, Andre, Brendan, Ramin, Obi. Thank you so much for filling in there for Sharif. Get well soon, Adara, Joe, of course, and Neil. You're going to see him in just a couple seconds. For all the crew here, you're going to go over to Neil, but have a great weekend, and we'll see everybody on Monday. Ciao for now.
Thank you so much, Sean, and go Leafs go. Enjoy that burger, brother. Enjoy watching the Leaf game with the family, but the market recap is on, and there's a lot that happened today. But you did just see at the close, and I saw a lot of people, the excitement of just the liquidity and volume that was going through on Coinbase, on Shopify, and one of the things that was mentioned was, how do you have 27 million shares go off it and doesn't even move the stock? That's the advantage of these big closing events. Now, maybe it didn't go exactly how you would have wanted it to trade, but the fact that you have so much extra liquidity is why traders like it, because you know that you can move way more shares than you would normally be able to on a given stock. And if it does go in your favor, it can be gigantic. That's one of the reasons we get excited for. That's why we bring it to you live every single day, whether there's an event or not. You never know when that opportunity is going to come out there for you. So shout out to everyone that stuck around here. We're going to have our good friend Steve Tileman come through, and we'll ask him some questions, see what he was doing this week, because there's so much to go over. However, we got to start. I'm not going to start with Coinbase, because we were just talking about Coinbase for a while and the names that are going in. I was going to, but you know what? We should be talking about Tesla, because Sean just reminded me of something. That regardless of your opinion of Tesla, regardless of your opinions of Elon, this sucker is squeezing people right now. And the people that are getting squoze, and that's an actual word, look it up. You can find squoze in the dictionary. I was taught this a couple of years ago, are the shorts. And there were a lot that I think were getting pretty confident, because remember down in that bottom of the range, when you had everything doing the death cross, people thought we're all going to make fresh lows. Then they dropped the earnings, and then we broke out. And it wasn't even good earnings. And when it's not great numbers and the stock goes up, it's even better, because you've trapped even more shorts. Now, we have yet to break the 360 area, because 350 is being a little bit of a problem. But I think once you get through that, I think we can definitely. Someone said 375. I think once you're through this chop, you're looking more at the 380 to 390 range here on Tesla. So it's been pretty spectacular. Keep in mind, you could go into here at 380, and that's not, you're still $100 from the highs. It's like you haven't gone the full trip. So I think it's a very reasonable expectation that we could see it. Now, it wasn't a completely clean board of strength here today. Obviously, the market had a reasonably good day, but when you look at what was down, I don't think it was too surprising. We had a slight down day on GLD. Worth mentioning, however, gold. And we've been talking about this pretty much every single time we recap gold, that 50 period on the daily, everybody. Ooh, I love that with the chat. You got me, you got the chat. Was that the poll? What did that work at the? Yeah, we had the poll up and we didn't really address this. It is Friday. So yeah, okay, gold bouncing off the 50 period moving average. But only 73% of our viewers were, thank goodness it's Friday. Which tells me probably the only reason you're not excited for it to be Friday is that you're excited for the trading market, which we all have to take a break for a couple of days, unless you trade crypto. 24-hour market there. So, hey, just look at crypto. Maybe we'll make an all-time high break. I actually want to get to that in a second as well. So we saw gold pull back. It's still holding on to the support of the 50-period moving average. So if you like that, you have been good to go this entire time. One of the other things that is worth watching here is the XBI and UNH. UNH catching a bit of a bid. Now, everyone talks about it being safer to maybe go into XBI or go into an ETF as opposed to UNH, because then you get the protection. However, nice 2% day here. UNH finally, everybody, finally on the daily. It's not just a bottom, it's what it looks like. Look at the bottoming tail candle and then the big strong up day. It looks like a turn to me. So as long as we don't open up losing, I said 280, but when I look at this on the daily a little bit closer, it's probably more like 275. As long as we don't lose that on Monday, I think this looks like a good swing buy opportunity where your risk isn't even that bad. It's 10% to make a fresh low if you get it close to 75. If you get it close to 30, then you're risking a little bit more than that, obviously, 25% if you get it closer to 300, I mean. So anywhere in there, you're talking about risking 10%. I think that, or maybe 12, 15, depending on where you're able to get it, and there's lots of room to retrace. Everybody, for the last couple of weeks, all day long, we get, where's the bottom on UNH? When are you buying on UNH? And I know lots of people, and congratulations, shout out to them, Brankles, a few other, I think Obi was saying he was getting into it as well, and I've heard lots of traders online talk about they're buying into this thing. I've always been of the opinion, I'd rather have some kind of a bottoming tail setup and then take a shot at it where I can define my risk a little bit better and I feel pretty good about it, as opposed to Let's just hope it makes a bottom, because if you've been playing the hope it makes a bottom game, yikes, you've been in a world of hurt. And thank you very much for this. Mike DeRider in our chat. I don't even know why, but I just saw Sean Connery. And if you've been watching the show all week, the reason that matters is because our viewers, our audience, our community, which is so fantastic here at Trader TV Live, understands that Sean Connery was the best James Bond ever. Now, I love Joe. I respect Joe. We all do. But you can't sit there and tell me Pierce Brosnan was the best, and that's the problem with Joe. That's like telling me that Intel is the best. You can't tell me that Intel is the best in the semis. No, of course it's Nvidia. Sean Connery, Nvidia. Timothy Dalton, I'd put him somewhere in the ASML range, something like that. And then, of course, you have Pierce Brosnan is Intel. So thank you very much for that. And you're right, Bears versus Bulls, he hasn't even seen all the movies. Exactly. That's like saying, I'm going to buy Intel because I've never heard of Nvidia. Utter nonsense, everybody, utter nonsense. But that's okay, we love Joe. It's just something we had some fun with, everybody, in the chat. And if you want to have fun like that, which we do, trading, discussing our personal accounts, the trades that we make, what we see in the markets, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Join that community, engage. We have lots of fun here every single day. And there's lots of encouragement that we're also getting from each other. And you see answers not just from us, but others in the community, like our regulars who are doing it as well. And that's what I love about it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And I can answer one that I just saw right now, because I just saw it roll through. Are we open on Monday? Honey P. We're here in Canada, and it is a Canadian holiday, but the U.S. markets trade. The U.S. markets are the markets that everyone's interested in. That's what we trade. That's what everyone watches. So if they're open, then we're here, period. Like this place, something would have to physically happen to, that's why I'm knocking on wood here, something would have to physically happen to make us not be here when the markets are open. That's just how we roll. And William Knight, I respectfully disagree. Roger Moore I don't think he's the best. I think they're all fantastic, but I don't think he is the best. Kurt Saunders, who do I have for the NBA, Celtic or Knicks? I think the Knicks are going to take it. I think without Tatum, the Knicks are really well constructed. I'm a big fan of Brunson. I love what he does, and I think Towns was a great addition for them. With Tatum, I thought Celtics were unbeatable in the East, but without him, I think it's a much, much different story. Injuries are unfortunate, very, very unfortunate, but they're part of the game. What do we got? Neil, was Kathy buying you today? What stock was that? Unity. That's the stock that is. I know what it means. I'd like to do the Unity thing. Was she buying it today? Look, I don't know, but the thing I respect the most about Kathy Wood, wow, what a chart. It's pretty good. It's not bad. The thing you respect the most is that you can always find out. You will be able to just go to Kathy's Arc. Every single one of the buys, if she's adding to something, you get to see it in real time. So you always know exactly what she's doing. Maybe you agree with it, maybe you don't. I don't know if that was being bought today. It's a 9% short flow, and that is one heck of a chart. For that to only be 7% when it looks like that, and it was accelerating throughout the day. Like that's almost like algo buying gone crazy, where it continues to accelerate without any real pullbacks. And the best part about it is you're post-earnings and breaking out on the daily. So that's starting to squeeze some people out. It's only 9% short flow, but that could be squeezing people out here through this like 22.5 to 23 zone, which is exactly where it closed. So big, important open. I love that setup. I mean, I love the fact that you have, you had earnings, and then you had a death cross. Oh man, the death cross is like 1 for 75 this earnings season. It's probably like 1 for 10, but I'm just gonna say 75, because I feel like every death cross I've seen, and then the company reports, and anybody that shorted it has just gotten rinsed, but the market's been going up. That's the problem with that indicator. You want to make sure, and I'm not saying it stinks, but you want to make sure you back test an indicator. I know anecdotally, the death cross to me, I'm not a huge fan of. I have occasionally, something I already liked, gotten in after a golden cross because I liked it for another reason, and it so happened to have a golden cross, but as a short signal, I don't know about that death cross, man. I really don't. And it has not been holding up well recently. Like all of them have been getting rinsed over and over again. Another good question in here. We have Constantine. Genuine question. Hey, they're all genuine. There's no bad questions, no dumb questions. They're all genuine. Do you only use VWAP, 10 period, 50 period, support and resist, or is there something more that you're using? I use trend lines and volume. I think, and sometimes candlestick patterns can tell you a story, like a bottoming tail candle combined with a trend break, a bottoming tail candle with a support level, a mean reversion with a support level or a resistance level, like those types of things, like those types of basics. And I don't think, you just got to find what works for you, man. We know traders that love RSI or Fibonacci's, and there's nothing wrong with any of those. It's just you have to find what works for you. So I don't use anything else other than that. And I just never found anything that worked along those lines. Shout out to Sharif's fourth baby mama. I appreciate it. We get a lot of love from Sharif's fourth baby mama. I love the running joke we got going on. Ken, what is the broker we trade on? All of us here trade with Real Trading. The floor we're on, the platform we use, when we show tip, the resources that we have, it's all from Real Trading. And unfortunately, for all of our viewers in the US, Real Trading isn't available in the US. Pretty much everywhere else in the world it is, more or less. I don't want to say it's every single country, but it's many countries in the world. I forget the exact tally, but it's a lot. That's all I can say. It's a lot. It's almost every country available, except for the US, unfortunately, for everybody. And to NY Cent, is it possible for you to have a lesson of the day to go over? Is it possible for you to have a lesson of the day to go over daily average volume? I hear you guys talk about it a lot and how important it is. I'll make a note of that. I usually, so just when I come in at about noon and I talk about like whatever the lesson of the day is, 9 times out of 10, it's something that, and most times it's something, let's say, that I think I didn't trade well, or something that I lost on, or maybe something that I obviously could have done better, or an obvious missed opportunity that to me was a lack of preparation or something like that. It's like, what did the market teach me that could make me better? So that's what I do for the lesson of the day. So oftentimes I'm picking on myself, but yeah, we can talk about average volume for sure and have something locked and loaded and ready to go for that. I know some people that love that. Some people like average true range. When we make the watch list, one of the important factors for Adara, when she's, I know this for a fact, when she's going through some of the stories, you want to prioritize symbols that not just have a catalyst, but are doing more relative volume. We talk about eSignal all the time and how that's a great platform, a charting platform to use. And one of the things that you want to sometimes filter for with your scanners is make sure that you're filtering for names that have good volume. I don't want every single scanner to just be showing me all these ideas and then there's no volume on the stock and I can't trade it. So hopefully that does help there for you. Great questions, everybody. And Just Fun Gaming, I actually don't know what the spike on AMC was today. Someone said they're doing 50% cheaper tickets and this stock went from 280 to 320. 50% cheaper tickets and it did that move. That would have been the easiest fate of all time. That news should not make the stock pop, but a 15% short float makes silly things happen. That is not a catalyst that makes a heck of a lot of sense to me. And Sharif's mustache saying Hims did great today. I only traded it once, and yeah, Hims had another fantastic day. This is definitely squeezing. And no questions asked. It's been on a terrific run. Like, this is one of those names that I know has done really well for people. I don't know if it's minting millionaires, but a lot of traders are doing really well. Just constantly, every time you get that buy program going on, join the trend with Hims, and you're absolutely laughing. Well, I know a trader that hopefully was enjoying the same volatility that we've all seen all week long. Let's get into some trader talk. We have our good friend joining us. Get to talk to him. It's been a couple weeks. And of course, it is our good friend, Mr. Steve Tileman. Good to see you again, first of all. And second of all, wow, what a week. Volatility is fun.
It's wild, right? It's a fun one. Thanks for having me on, Neil. It's good to be here.
No, always is, and appreciate you. So the first thing, and I know there's a couple of things we want to get over, and we'll definitely talk about the overall market, but just because it's a little bit prescient given what happened at the close today, we had some index actions. And Coinbase and Shopify going into the index, MongoDB coming out. My question to you, just out of curiosity, over at Trade the Pool, is that something that that you guys look at? Do traders trade that last 10, 15 minutes sometimes? Any strategies that you pull off there? It's actively traded here. You'll see us try to make some plays as well. Do you guys look at those final imbalances and big additions, deletions?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the imbalances are really important, and you can catch some really big moves off of them, as you've seen with coin and all of that. I believe with our flex accounts, you can swing whichever the swing account is. I think they're called flex accounts. You can swing those overnight, and they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's one thing, and a little bit of an advantage, I think, for when you do hold overnight, because oftentimes, and just for anybody that if you're ever trading the imbalances, you'll get that crazy spike, but there sometimes is a trade to go the other direction. Like you get some kind of crazy move that goes way too far out of bounds, you take the other side, you swing it to the next day, and then there's like a reversion back in, which is I know is popular with a lot of traders as well. So I think that's fantastic. So just first off the bat, what was, for some people, it was Tesla most active. I was active in it. It wasn't actually good for me today. Like other stocks have been much better. I think like Tesla and Nvidia are the obvious ones. Outside of that, what were you looking at the most this week?
Well, I'm trying to expand my radar a little bit because a lot of the real leaders in the market I missed. You were talking HIMS a second ago, and
yes.
I had that 25 level on my chart, and I did not pull the trigger. So I think a lot of institutions are in a similar boat where they missed the front runners and they're looking for ways to kind of expand breadth and find these big movers in high beta names. So one basket that I'm really interested this week is the quantum basket. I think Qubt is an excellent name. They've put out some good earnings and they've moved really well. So I'm keeping an eye on those going into next week for sure. That's what I've been trading.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. They all have 20% short floats. And we were talking about it here today. Like, so you've got to, because Qubt, it was like 39,000 on, like the revenue beat percentage-wise was gigantic, but it's 39,000 in revenue. So when you have $1 billion company with that, it's simply about the shorts getting scared at this moment. And the trade action was super impressive throughout the day. What was interesting though is, I think there was one move that I think trapped some people late, because and I actually saw this, I'm like, thank goodness I wasn't thinking short on this stock, because if I was thinking short, I like mean reversions, and if I had been thinking short, I know I would have been short this thing, like right in here. But I wasn't thinking short on the stock, but I know I would have been short this at about 12.25, and it gave you a quarter and then busted through the high. So that would have been an L for me. Thankfully, I didn't take it, but I think you might have trapped some new shorts today. When we see that 19% short float, it wouldn't surprise me if it's even higher. So your thoughts swing in this, or you're thinking, you get a one and done. It was up 38% today. Some of that's going to be the gap. You thinking it's a one and done, or are you thinking swing?
Okay, so full disclosure, I was actually talking about QBTS.
Oh, the other one.
A whirlwind week. I got them confused.
Gotcha.
So here's the chart for QUB. I almost said it again. QBTS.
Gotcha.
So this is the one that isn't a rebranded beverage company like QUBT. Maybe a little bit more fundamentally sound.
Yes.
Although obviously this is an incredibly speculative basket. But what I'd like to draw attention to is this massive cup and handle starting to form right over the IPO base here. So there is a lot of room up here, especially if you compare it to IonQ, which did a similar thing way down here with their IPO base. They made the big cup. They consolidated, and then they just surged parabolically. So I'm a big fan of ratio charts. So if you pull up QBTS over IonQ like here, you'll see that this is actually outperforming the rest of the basket now, whereas previously IonQ was the clear leader. So I think this is the quality name to be in, this QBTS, D-Wave Quantum. They posted good results, and I think they can be a moonshot from here.
Well, I concur that they definitely posted much better results than QUBT. Full disclosure, my wife owns shares this thing at like $1.20. I had a small part in that decision. We were talking about the quantum, we were talking about like what's growthier, and I was like, I think quantum's going to be really good, and this is back when it was really cheap. But then I said, I have absolutely no idea what's going to be good, and then she happened to be at a conference. Essentially, it was data management and that kind of thing. And there were a couple of people that were talking about this quantum name and saying that they had some interesting things going on. She's like, well, you were saying about quantum, and then I heard about this name. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, it's $1. You might as well take a shot at your TFSA. And now all of a sudden we're here. I 100% agree with you on this. So clearly, This is starting to squeeze. My question for you is, when you look at that comparative chart with IonQ and QBTS, is there ever a point where you get, like, it starts outpacing the other members of the group so much that you think, okay, now all of a sudden this turns into a bit of a trim? Or do you just like it more because it's so relatively good?
So that's a great question. I think that me and a lot of other traders are prone to trying to get fancy with it and be like, okay, what's the laggard in the sector? I can play that and play the catch up.
Right.
And I just have found so much more success trading the leader in a sector. And just as long as it's working, I'm in. If it's not working, I'm out. I personally think that's the way to go. Maybe if it runs too much, we can start talking about some mean reversion, maybe some pair trades with IonQ or some of the other big names. But for now, I love it. So I'm hanging out in some shares. I wish I had your cost basis or your wife's cost basis. So golf clap to you. That's amazing.
Yeah, but that's a fluke. If I told you the number of penny, and the reason she has it, not me, is like when I started out as a day trader, I was trading penny stocks on the prop floor. So like the first things that weren't like really obviously like safe investments, I was taking shots in penny stocks. And I was like really early on, I would always try to hit the home run and not take my profits. So I don't do that as much anymore. So she's in it, not myself. But it's been a fantastic one. But I love what you just said there. And it's part of the reason why I asked the question. It's a bit of a lead, and it's a bit of a leading question. Because all week long, we've been getting a lot of questions about, let's say, UNH, which has been at the bottom. And I find when we get a bull, everyone wants to catch that thing which is at the low instead of that thing which is strongest. And the saying that I got taught when I was just a trainee was sometimes you've got to be willing to buy high, sell higher, and not always buy the absolute low. I'd rather be part of a trend than try to make a new one. So I'm really glad you brought that up, Steve.
Absolutely. I mean, one of my favorite trading quotes ever is, I made my fortune buying late and selling early. You know, you just got to catch the meat of the move when you know it's a legit move. And I'm not one for catching knives. I did scalp UNH today. It did show some serious buyers, but it's a scalp.
Oh, no, I agree. I wish I didn't. I don't know why I didn't trade. I scalped it yesterday on the hold of 250, which was super clean. Like it came down to the wick bottom off the 250 level. It was a clean re-entry right into VWAP and actually continued. I got out of VWAP, but it continued anyways. And today, I think great scalp trade on volume. I'm considering a swing next week. I'm not there yet, but I want to see what happens on Monday, and then I might consider a swing trade on UNH. In this particular case, as you said, you're looking for a scalp trade. But a lot of people that are buying that one are buying it because they think the fundamentals are good, which is so very different from what a lot of times traders will be doing, right? Which is, we're in Canada. I don't know their business even well enough to make some of those calls. That being said, when you're just looking for a swing trade, it can just be about the technicals.
Absolutely. Just because we're talking UNH, and I think it's so relevant to the market right now, we are approaching some pretty significant support. But I'll be honest with you, Neil, this is a broken chart to me, and I can't invest in broken charts. I'll keep an eye on it. I will scalp it, but I think that it's going to be maybe a couple years until this thing rebases and actually gives a worthwhile setup. There's a lot of shake and bake happening in the healthcare sector. We got to see where the money kind of goes. It seems like institutions are puking their positions on this. Maybe that'll change next week. You never know. But for me, it's hands off for the long-term hold there.
Yeah, I agree.
One more thing. Sorry to cut you off there. I was just finding it so fascinating watching price action today. The Qs were lagging so much, and relative strength SPY was so strong. I think that there was some money cycling back into this oversold trade in healthcare right now.
Yeah, we had noticed that too, and I was sort of thinking that was the case. And we talked about, like Sean and I were talking about XBI a little bit, and maybe the safer way to play this is to go into an ETF instead of having the risk of UNH. And by the way, like, for those out there, we have lots of viewers that are like, yeah, but I'm going to invest in UNH. I get it. Just because I want to be in something for a week or a few days in UNH, which would be the plan if I get it, it doesn't mean that that's the only way to go. There's plenty of people that think it's a value buy, and it's like, just as long as you have your own methodology and your own plan of action, and it's worked for you so that you have some reason to trust it, I think you're absolutely fine. I can't believe it's already getting on to 4:30 here. Is there before we get you out of here, Steve, is there anything that we haven't really been able to talk about? Because I know a lot has happened this week. We're not even done earnings season. We still have Nvidia to go. Anything that we haven't had a chance to discuss that is top of your mind to end the week?
Oh man, it's a whirlwind. I don't know, Neil. I'm all caught up with my Bitcoin trades and my quantum trades. They're keeping me busy. The one thing the bang, I love it.
Let's go Bitcoin.
The one thing I will mention is that I've been really focusing on my volume analysis this week. So I decided to put together a webinar, and I will be putting that on in about 10 minutes over at Trade the Pool's YouTube channel. So yeah, I'd love it if people stop by. But yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
I can tell you right now, I actually got a question in the chat. Because I do like a little bit of, I come on in the middle of the day, like sometimes after lunch at noon for like 5-10 minutes, do like a little lesson of the day. Usually it's about a trade that happened in the morning or something that was interesting. But someone asked about talking specifically about average volume and relative volume. Could we discuss that a little bit more on the show? Because a lot of people will use it, but we don't get into the nitty gritty. It's always in everybody's filters or whatever study you might be doing or whatever indicator to generate a watch list intraday. It's always going to be that. We don't talk about it enough. So I think it's fantastic. Be sure to give him some love, everybody, and check it out there. We always appreciate you coming through, Steve. And I'm with you. We want all-time highs in Bitcoin. I thought we'd get there this weekend. I'm not as convinced. I've now said the 25th happens to be Sharif on our show. It happens to be his birthday. So all-time highs for his birthday is our new call. What about you?
I'm in. How about we get those all-time highs for his birthday? That sounds like a plan to me.
That's what it's all about. Our good friend Steve Tileman. Go check him out. He's going to be talking volume in just 10 minutes at Trade the Pool. Can't wait to talk to you again. Have a fantastic weekend and best of luck in all of your trades.
Thanks. You too, Neil. Take care.
All right, take care, brother. And there it is. We all want all-time highs in Bitcoin. I mean, hopefully. I have no idea. We asked our viewers this, and I remember, and we'll do this again. When Bitcoin breaks the all-time highs, we're going to ask again how many of our viewers are invested in Bitcoin. I feel like when we asked this a few months ago, it was like 30% or something, Fabian. I don't remember if you know. It was relatively low, and I figured our community being a lot of traders, that it would be more than that. It'd be like 50%, 60%. I mean, it's more than 5% of my portfolio unintentionally because it's doing really well. So I hope we get some more action. But y'all know what time it is, though. Past 4:30, it's roll call time. Sean already did this, but we're doing it again. We're doing it live, and we're doing it again. Because we have the best community out there, and if you want to be part of this community, you got to be in the chat. That's what it's all about. Ask questions, engage, share ideas. Everybody grows, everybody gets better. Nobody trades alone, and everybody has fun. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, jump in here, and we'll get some roll call action on. And what I want everyone to do is just say thank you. I run through some names, and I want you to say thank you. Say thank you to Fabian on the 1s and 2s, sticking around for the aftermarket show, making us look and sound good. Say thank you to Andre, who was on the 1s and 2s as well. Say thank you to Ramin, who's kicking butt on our Instagram and all of our socials. Say thank you to the midday boys. Sharif may have been off. We had Obi taking over for him. We had Sharif out there as well. Say thank you to Mr. Man, Sean Katina, and Brendo. And of course, always say thank you to Bears vs. Bulls, best moderator in the business. Usually I'd save him for last. I'm going to save Adara for last. Adara came in today and was not feeling well. She powered through to make the watch list, but she had to go home. She's an absolute beast and a trooper. I'm surprised she was even in here in the first place, but she made sure you guys got the watch list out. So give a thank you to her and best wishes. Hope she's better to come back next week. But it's roll call time. I got to do it here today, and I'm going to start them at the top right now because I see Sharif's anatomical. Not reading the last of that. Bassam El Ab, Superman. We got Carl Gruen, Mike the Writer in the chat, Hambone in the chat. Well, we got Jocks in the chat. We got Mike again, CEO, Mixel Ventures, why not Fit and Ready, Dinkelberg in the chat, Oliver as well, Bilbo Bagholder, Tickler Happy, Farm Trader in there. We got Bob the Dog in the chat. It's going too fast now. Jonathan Davis, Derek Thompson, Gen AI Apps in there. We got Turbo, Liz Enrique, DJ 2AM up in there on the blockchains. DC is in here, CompuCare Team, Pred. Who is Sage Might? I'll take that one. Dwayne Walker with the trophies. We got BB Hottie. We got Bright Awakening. We've got M Waffle, BL, The Piper, Hims, HMZ, Evan Trader. That's a big one in there. We got Nephew with a capital P and your Huckleberry I just saw. Why? Because I'm your Huckleberry. The best villain character or well, not villain character, the best character in Western history is Doc Holliday. I'm your Huckleberry. So shout out to all of our viewers. Can't get them all, and I'm out of breath anyways. But you know what? We had an absolutely blast of a week, a fun week, and we come back next week and do it anyways. For anyone asking, yeah, we're in Canada. Yeah, it's a holiday on Monday, but we will be here doing our show just like normal, because if the U.S. markets are open, then we're here to trade them, and you're here to watch them. So get some rest. Have a great weekend. We're Trader TV Live, and we'll see you Monday morning, 8:30. I pity the fool that doesn't hit the like and subscribe button.